Hello, everyone. Good morning, and welcome to Game One of the University of Kentucky LAN. I'm Hui Pham. This is Dirk the Turk, and today it was going to be a fantastic matchup between the University of South Florida and LSU. Can you introduce us to the teams here a little bit,
Yeah, of
Derek?
course. So, University of South Florida and LSU. For their past three interactions, it seems like USF has a favor. But with this being on LAN, anything can happen. That's why we're here.
Yeah, I mean that's true. We've had a little bit of LAN experience ourselves playing with the University of South Florida, and you know, playing on stage or even behind. It's just a completely different environment. You get when you're back at home, you get like little things like, oh, your area should be a bit quieter and stuff. But here they're gonna have to deal with about four other matches going on at the same time, and people are gonna be screaming. So there could be a lot of mix up in communication, and that can really affect both USF and LSU. So it'll be interesting to see if LSU can potentially pick up their first win here against South Florida. Losing three times in a row. They say third time's the charm. Maybe it's fourth time's the charm for LSU here.
Yeah. And, that's what you got to hope for. And that, we just want to see a good match at the end of the day. Because the nice thing about LAN, it's that pressure. Some people crack under that pressure. Some people thrive under that pressure. So maybe we'll see LSU or USF thrive under that pressure. That's what I'm looking forward to. But quickly, one thing I wanted to say from our sponsor is you want to take control of the game. Do you want to graduate debt-free? Go to upsjobsky.com. Yeah. And now we're waiting to get into the match here. It seems like we're going to be going to Lijiang Towers for map 1.
Yeah, Lijiang Tower, it's a very classic map here, especially for, at least, when we play for USF, we typically do like to play with Lijiang Tower. You traditionally been more of a rush team, but this semester and this really year overall, we've kind of transitioned into more of a divier team. So it'll be interesting to see how they can, implement some of those dives on maybe a garden and potentially even night market.
Yeah.
But on control center, it's going to be go back to that traditional rush comp. So it'll be interesting to see kind of if maybe they pull out the rat instead of something like the McCree. I know Kirito will probably be on the May. So it'll be interesting to see how USF will come out and look out, and maybe LSU, are they going to come up with something different to maybe throw USF off. Maybe all of a sudden they just can't come up with no target. These two teams, like we've mentioned that multiple times, that they've played very recently. They just played, I believe it was like a week or two ago in the NACE for the NACE play-ins.
Yes, that is true.
And USF was able to win 3-0 in order to advance into the NACE playoffs. So for LSU, them getting knocked out of this tournament, maybe they're looking to force USF into a lower bracket run here, and it's all going to start here on LJT. You win the first map, especially in a best of three. It's just so
all about
hard.
that momentum.
Yeah, it's just so hard to come back going down 1-0. So the first map, I believe, is the most important map, honestly, in a 3-map series.
Of course. And then going into Lijiang Towers, there's so many different comps you can play. It's just very versatile. Like I feel like we're gonna see like 5-man ball comp and rush, as you were saying. I'm looking forward to the variety here.
All right, and it looks like we are just about to get into the game here. I'm really hoping to see. I'm really hoping to see Garden first, because I believe that USF, they typically will practice up on the ball comp, and we'll see air supremacy here. He'll typically will look to jump onto the Farah or the Echo. So it'll be fun to see, hopefully.
All right, we're going in.
Now arriving at Lijiang,
And it seems like it is not Garden, sadly.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be jumping into Night Market to start our day off here. And so once we get in, I believe that LSU, I believe last time they played, I think that they ran a sim TP rush here. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how that works against USF, which we anticipate them to be running a kind of ball style comp. And that's
exactly what we're seeing here.
Yep, air supremacy on the Farah. This is very typical of what he typically does. Labam starting on the Lucio, he'll switch over to the Mercy. Saki on the Tracers. He's a very hot and cold player, so it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see if today he'll be able to keep up keep on a hot streak or if he's going to go ice cold. And I think that's going to be a big thing. And, that sim rush, that's exactly what we were talking about before from LSU. No hit scan, though, so it'll be interesting to see how they might be able to deal with this Pharah.
Yep, and some of the players to watch on the side of USF is definitely going to be that Air Supremacy and Rab because it's going to be their first time at LAN experience. And here we see LSU just takes point control pretty early. USF is just looking for poke with the Fair here. They're looking for any opportunity they can get with the Tracer Ball. So it's just going to be a bit pokey. And then we see that Ball is able to get the slam, goes in with the Tracer, and is forced out. And ooh, we see Air Supremacy get picked.
Well, that's a big pick right there, and if LeBam can get the res off here, he does, but he's going to trade his own life for it, but I think it's just going to be the fight win here for LSU. They still haven't capped the point, though, and they finally have, and, a big part of ball comps is the fact that it's able to kind of get around and disrupt a rush comp, especially. So it's going to be really key for both for the DPS and the ball to be synchronized together. Once Bebop goes in for a slam, Air Supremacy has to come in with a rocket kill, and there's the slam there, but no follow-up, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
So early. And what we can see here is LSU has already almost built up an entire window here. That's matched by Kirito's Barrage, or Air Supremacy, I should say. And they're just able to keep point control here. It's going to be hard for USF to just poke here as they're forced to wait for their ball. And LSU is just going to be able to build their ult economy up while USF is just forced to play a little slower. But Air Supremacy goes in with the Barrage, trades for the Lucio. They find the bat. Before you can get the lamp off, res comes out. USF is starting to win this fight. LSU is trying to build ult so they are able to sustain this fight, but as they all go down to Bebop, Air Supremacy is a loss, but USF wins the fight heavy-handedly, and they're going to take the point.
Yeah, that was a good fight there. It really started off with Air Supremacy able to get that Barrage off and able to get the BAP, so that means you have no lamp, and then LeBam able to get the res as well, so you're able to, take the advantage in the fight. But this is a great job from LSU. Keeping 40% is really good. They're just going to TP straight onto the point here, and they've got ult. Here comes the sim wall now, and they're just looking to hold on to sustain here, and maybe they can fight off USF from contesting the point, and they're able to flip it, which is really big there for LSU. Yeah. And they're able to get a pick on Tasaki as well. And here's Iku. He's got the Ramatra ult, and he's using it right now to push them all off the point right now. And right now it is all in LSU's favor, but the mines are going to be able to come out now. But so far, no follow-up from USF, and LSU in firm control of the point, but Dart is going to go down. And right now it is a 4v5. Bebop looking to go in, and he's
big slam.
Able to get not able to get another pick here, but he forces the lamp out. Air Supremacy right now trying to find another pick, but right now it seems like it's taking too long.
He finds the kill, goes down for it. Yeah, I mean, this was just really strong by LSU when they were able to engage and flip the point so quickly using window, using sim wall. You're able to just have such a strong dominance over the point. It makes it so hard to recontest that they couldn't even toe the point. We saw USF try, but right now USF is just going to look for a stagger fight. It's going to be interesting to see if they're able to make it. Tracer is desperately going for the touch. He's going to have to recall out, but they secured touch. Will USF be able to pull a stagger fight out? They go in with the Barrage. It forces a lamp out. And we see Ball going in. Tracer's going to try it, but they have Simwall up again, building this ult so quickly. The turrets are going to be able to dominate this point. Tuzu comes out, but with that window, it's going to kind of tie things up here for LSU. USF is just desperately looking for any touch, just trying to stall this out. But it seems like hope is lost as LSU is going to take the first point of Lijiang Tower.
We talked about in best of threes how winning the first map is always really important.
Yes.
Yes, in that same logic exactly applies here in Control Point, where,
yes, definitely.
Winning the first point, now all you need is just one more. And, I mean, if you're LSU here, you just won on the Rush, and now you've got Control Center, which is a rush-oriented map. This could be really big here. LSU could get that first map win here. And, I mean, we talked about this. The LAN experience here, 2 players for USF that, brand new to LAN are, LeBam and Air Supremacy. As well as Rab. As well, that's half. That's over half the roster.
That's not bad. You're right.
Who currently who have no LAN experience, and LSU, they also don't as well. I believe. I'm not exactly sure on that one, but anyway, we're gonna get right into this now, and
we're coming out of a Rhine. Ball comes out. They were able to wall up through a mantra, and he's just gonna be forced to block it. But the Lance comes out to sustain him, taking a lot of resources though. This Sim is able to get full beam, and that's just gonna do so much shredding. As we see, the BAP already goes down. This wall placement is just really strong. This Sim is getting such high value in this first fight. The Sim on LSU's side is just caught out. USF wins the fight in dominant fashion.
As a May player, I think that that fight really hinged on air supremacy. Those were two fantastic walls there. Even though you don't get a kill on that first wall, you're able to force out lamp and you're able to force out block from the Ramatra, and that's just going to snowball right there.
Yeah.
And he got a second wall off that walled the Ramatra, and it allowed Saki to be able to just kind of burn everyone down with his beam as the window's going to come out, but it seems like
they decided to TP out. They're playing more passive, just wanted to keep that point control. They don't really want to play into the aggression of LSU by the looks of it. But, Ryan gets booped out, but luckily the Maywall wasn't caught. And you see a Blizzard come out, they almost caught in it. Tire comes out, takes out Lamp, and it's just a bit of a cluster on the right side. We're going to see Air Supremacy going for a flank right side. The window comes out, just trying to get this point control. But USF places the symbol, does not want to give up this point for free. So they're committing more ults. We see Ramatra's about to have his ult, but the slam comes out, and we're going to see a pin come out. Are we going to see Ramatra ult? But the V comes out, so sustain comes for LSU. They're going to be able to turn this fight. Ramatra ult popped. They're just going to be able to keep this momentum. It looks like they're going to be able to flip the point. Going on the BAP here. BAP fall. But the lamp comes out. BAP hasn't fallen quite yet, but this is just going to be able to be a flip, and then just a stagger under the Rav. And yeah, LSU wins that.
That was a really good window there from LSU. That window, it just completely split off USF right there. You had half the team out on the edge, and I think it was Saki and Labam just stuck on the point right there with the window blocking, and they're not able to do anything. There's the
flame strike. There's so much damage, but Air Supremacy is caught early, and then the Junkrat behind is just causing so much chaos in this off angle. It's going to be forcing the Ryan to pin, but it doesn't find much. This is just going to be a Ryan getting staggered here, I think, as USF just loses that fight. Tell us a little bit about that fight here.
That was a good flank out from the Junkrat. When you're able to get off a pick like that in the May is one of the most important parts of a rush comp here. And not only that, but you forced out a window. Window's a really big ultimate there. There's the wall. It has to be already triggered defensively, but
defensive wall, and then the Blizzard comes out, just cleaning this up. LSU does not want USF to get any momentum here.
Yeah, and look at the ults from LSU right here. They've got Ramatra ult, which is what could be a free fight win, and you have Junkrat ult. Junkrat ult, even if you don't get a pick, you can stall out a push for at least 10 seconds around, and that's, every second, that's one tick right there. So that's one tick closer to victory. And USF, they don't have any ults. They should have the May ult here right now. Here comes the Junkrat tire. It's going to go over the top. Right now, they're going to break the lamp.
Finds Rav. That's going to be enough to secure this fight, I'm pretty sure. They're not going to have to use Ramatra. The Junkrat's just going to start cleaning with the May. And yeah, LSU just forces USF out. They're going to have a Ramatra ult here, while USF is going to have Beat and Blizzard, when they're going to be very close to Wall and Ryan. But this is going to be another stagger fight on the side of USF, as they're going to be scrambling to get to the point here.
Yeah, I mean, you see Saki's already swapped over to the Tracer, so that means they already know that this is desperation time. USF do have the ults that they are able to win, but it's just about if they're able to stop this Ramatra ult from getting a lot of value.
Ramatra ult comes out, but it's inside the Blizzard, so they should be able to burst this Ramatra down. The wall comes out to try to secure that kill. They find it. Ryan's going to have Shatter here. I don't know if they're going to need it to close out this fight, as LSU is just kind of falling apart as they're spreading out. The BAP's going to get caught in the back line. And yeah, USF is able to pull it together and take the point, although it looked like they had trouble finding Lucio there. But 99. So this is the lifeline for USF. They have to hold here or it's pretty much game over. And that's map 1.
Yeah, and we're gonna see that they're gonna take the Rhine mirror here, and it's gonna be interesting because for USF they don't really have a burst damage type of person, as the window's gonna come out.
Oh! Finds 2! It's massive! And then, but LSU committed Blizzard to the fight. They find Rav. So we commit Pulse Bomb into the Rhine. And that's going to it's a team fight 1 that made from LSU. Oh, and it seems like they committed Shatter as well on the side of it. Oh, no, they just switched Rhine. My bad. But yeah, okay, so they go Sim instead of the May. Just trying to mirror this comp, it seems like. They're going to have Beat advantage, but if Bebop is able to find a Shatter here before Beat gets off, that might just secure the fight. They're going to TP White there. It's looking like they want to play right side. They decide to go left, just trying to catch it off. Engage with Beat. We're going to see Bebop looking for the Shatter here. He's forced low, and he dies early! He's not going to be able to Shatter! LSU's going to have momentum here. With the window, they just keep such a strong advantage. They kill 3. It's looking like this point is going to be flipped. Saki goes down. It's just the Lucio. LSU takes map 1, Lijiang Towers.
That was a fantastic window. I wanted to bring up the fact that, I think that the window was, that was going to be a key ult that was about to come up, and that's exactly what happened. That window comes up, and what happens? Ryan is getting bursted down so much he can't hold his shield up for so long, and he's looking for the shatter as well. The second that shield goes down, he's just going to get bursted down, and that's exactly what we saw as we see here, the play of the game from Splash, and LSU take map 1 in, I would say, decently convincing fashion here. As we take a look at Ehud, unfortunately these stats are not popping up right now, but I think that he did a fantastic job on the DPS. I believe he was on the Hanzo to start.
Yes, I think that is what
I think that one of the first picks he got was on air supremacy on the Pharah, and that is just so difficult to do.
Yep.
Even as a projectile player compared to a hit scan player. So LSU take map 1, and it's going to be for LSU. This is exactly what we were talking about. That the land
difference,
land difference. Half this USF team inexperience on land, and but this LSU team at the same time as well. As far as we're aware, this is not their first land as well. So a little bit of an even playing field. In fact, you could potentially favor USF because I would place a lot into the tank player as kind of a leader of the team, and then your tank player has experience on land, so they just look a little bit like desynced and not really exactly organized together. It's we saw it early on where it was the dives coming in. We see Bebop coming in for the slam, and there's just no follow-up with it. LSU do a really good job, though, at sustaining that. They're using their cooldowns very well, and I think that the Baptiste play has been absolutely fantastic
very
from
strong
LSU.
On the side of LSU. The window placement on that last fight really just decided that fight, in my opinion. And one of the things I want to bring up that I think is so important about those windows is the tempo that LSU is playing at compared to USF. If you notice, when LSU is going in for the attack, they're just forcing down. LSU is playing the game they want to play, while USF is playing in response more than setting their own tempo.
Yeah, I mean that's absolutely true, and we're gonna see that USF, they're gonna go to Gibraltar. Recently they've been more of a dive-oriented team, and this is exactly what we're going to see. They're going to take them right to a dive map.
We're going to see that same ball, Farah, Tracer. I think that's going to be the comp we see. It seems like we're going to get a substitution here on the side of USF. They have taken off Labam, and I believe that it will be Kinto coming in.
Yeah. Kinto, he's a player who has had experience. He's going to come in on the support. He's had experience on land. Typically does play for us occasionally, so I think that he and Air Supremacy have a decent bit of chemistry there. So we see them, they queue a lot together, as well as they've been on the team together for a little bit as well. Alabama's a little bit of a newer addition, so I think bring in some a little bit of veteran presence, as I would kind of say, as well as a little bit of chemistry here, to maybe calm everyone down here. And it's going to be interesting to see that we're also going to be seeing side swap as well here. USF are going to be on the attack. LSU, I believe they would be the ones picking sides, so they're going to opt for the defense.
Yep.
I think that LSU here, they've done a great job.
Smart.
They've been playing it pretty well here. It's going to be interesting to see how they can adapt, because Legion Tower is a really good rush map, and they've shown that they play really well on rush. But it's going to be interesting to see here. Gibraltar, I guess you could sim TP rush if you really, really wanted to, but
it's going to be hard.
It's just so difficult to be able to do that. And I think that, we're going to have to see if LSU, are going to be able to adapt, and if they're going to be able to keep this pressure up. Being up 1-0, you feel like you're the one in control. You feel like you're in control this whole time. So,
and I would assume that that's why they chose to pick defense, because the reason that teams will pick defense here is because when you go into a payload sort of map, you want to play defense first, because then you know how far you have to push it. That's the whole idea. You let them attack first, and then you know how far you actually have to make it. You don't have to push it all the way. You know your line. That's the whole idea. But I do know that USF, this actually does work in their favor. They enjoy setting the tempo on payload maps. They want to get that attack first, because they want to set the pace. They don't really care if we only get this far, that's as far as they have to push it. They're like, we're going to set the tempo. That's the mindset they're going into with it. So I'm hoping USF is going to be able to go into this with a strong mental. so we can see a competitive map 2, because I really want to see a map 3. You know,
Oh.
it'd be a great way to start the day.
Oh yeah, a map 3 in round 1 of you know, the Kentucky LAN here. You know, I think that would be absolutely fantastic. You know, it's unfortunate. You know, we speak about the bracket. It's unfortunate that earlier yesterday, that you know, Northeastern University were not able to make it.
So unfortunate. All the weather problems with the tornado warnings around Kentucky. Sadly, Northeastern was not able to make it due to their flight being canceled, so we are going to have to see them forfeit that first round of bracket play, and yeah.
Yeah, you know, and we really hope that, you know, that everyone's safe around that area, and as well as all the players, you know, they're able to at least you know, get home safely, because you know, really, you know, that's what really matters. But you know, hopefully, you know, maybe they're watching this or the A stream, but
Yeah,
you know, hopefully they're,
hopefully.
you know what, they're just enjoying their time. You know, at the minimum, they can sit there, you know, while maybe they didn't get to come here to play LAN. You know, it's just. You know, they're safe, and maybe they can just sit back and kick back and enjoy some, you know, pretty good Overwatch right now. I believe that this has been a pretty good game. You know, we've had, you know, last one was 99-99. That definitely could have flipped any way, and then first one, it went pretty decently far. I think it was 100 to, I want to say 70, but I'm not entirely sure.
It was around there. I don't remember exactly, but I think it was around there. Maybe closer to 150, but in that range.
Yeah, I believe you know, we're about to get started and going in here, and
Yep, it seems like we're loading into the map here.
yeah, this should be, you know, hopefully this is a good one here. I want a map 3. I got to put myself for, you know, even though I am, you know, we are USF students, we do play for the gold team. You know, we have to put you know, a little bit of our biases aside here, but we genuinely do want a map 3. I think that's what a lot of people, you know, I think.
Everyone loves a map 3. Everyone loves good competition. That's what we're here for. We just want to have a good stream for everyone tonight.
Right, exactly. And it's the B stream for a better stream. And what better way to start than with a map 3, which potentially we could get started with here. And it's going to be interesting to see that LSU coming out the Torb Hanzo. This is a very interesting comp with the D.Va as well.
Yeah.
And this is something that you don't typically see on Gibraltar. It's a very like dive oriented, as we see right now from USF. They are on the dive. We do see Saki on the Symmetra, but all he's using is the Symmetra for is to be able to TP.
To TP the Ana.
Yeah, TP the on to the other side. He's going to be probably swapping to the Tracer, I assume.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. And another thing is LSU are going to have to be able to deal with this Echo without any hit scan, as we need a pause real quick. Not sure what the technical issue is here, but oh, we have no sound for a player. I see.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And it seems like they're actually ready now. So it seems like we'll be jumping straight back into this.
Nope. Yeah.
Alrighty.
You know, the Lance, this, you know,
And there's always something.
There's
Always
always
something. That's just how
technical
lanes go.
issue. You know, there's no situation is ever just perfectly run.
Yep, and we're going to see that TP out so the Ana can get opposite high ground, and then we're going to see exactly what we thought we were going to see, and the Saki switches to the Tracer. And we're actually going to see Monkey instead of Ball, which is what we originally thought, but it seems that after seeing the comp, that Monkey is going immediately back to spawn and taking the D.Va mirror, which we know D.Va is probably Bebop's strongest tank.
Yeah, I mean, Bebop on D.Va has been, you know, for the past 3 years, he's been, you know, the man on it. So it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to take this, you know, duel against Ehud. And right now, USF, they have to deal with this turret. I think the turret the Torgorn is a very strong pick because, you know, it does such a good job of countering. And oh, Dart again with another pick onto air supremacy. And they're just going to get the res off, but I mean, honestly,
Just
another
a monster
one.
with the projectiles here.
Well, who needs a hit scan player? Or who needs a hit scan for a flying character when, you know, you've got Dart. You know, Dart on the Hanzo here. But
Yeah,
we
we're
see
seeing air supremacy to try to clear out this turret. They're just trying to get control of this high ground because they want to be able to like force LSU to make these rotations so that we can just take map advantage for this corner because this corner is so strong for defense. This is mostly make or break on Gibraltar. You see a lot of games end first point just because of how strong this corner is when you're playing organized.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to see the Torb here splash on the Torb. He's put his turret down in the left corner. He's running out in the open, but it's a great job from Ehud to be able to, you know, put up that defense measures, but it's not going to be able to save the Kiriko. Not be able to save that.
Even lose mech here. Instantly die to the nades and beam. as we see, oh, yep, USF is just, you know, as soon as you lose that one link in defense on this first point, it becomes so easy to collapse on when you have these coordinated dives with a Diva and a Tracer and an Echo. Like, it's really hard to get away from these things. And we're going to see USF try to get staggered here and try to force an early fight in a 3v3, just looking to get scrappy. You know, they want to get this momentum. They want to get this advantage. You can tell how hungry they are from, you know, that loss on Lijiang. They're just no hesitation, going in as hard as they can. But we're going to see the Torbolt come out here as they're looking to just, you know, try to stabilize, keep control, try to just slow down USF.
That was a smart Torbolt there from Splash, because, you know, it prevents the dive from happening at all. As the copy's going to come out onto the Kiriko here. And
Kito goes down.
It's a really big pick there for LSU, and it seems like USF here, they might have to reset, but Kiriko, yep.
And having to lose the Echo ult there is so unfortunate, because as you know, it is the most expensive ultimate in Overwatch 2. And to just have to like use it there on the Kiriko and then you're not even able to get a Kitsune rush out of it, it just hurts the heart to see.
Yeah, but we're going to see Bomb forced out early there. It was a good job from Air Supremacy, able to, you know, force that Diva to, you know, fly out, and, you know, you had to pop the bomb. So now that's one less ult that USF has to worry about this team.
From USF.
Now can we find anyone, but Fuji's kind of by
Hunter
himself.
goes down before being able to use Nano. That's going to be such a huge momentum turner. But Dart is able to find Air Supremacy again out of the air. Kiriko ult comes out, just trying to, you know, turn this fight. They're down the Ana and they're just trying to win with the momentum on Dart. But it seems like it's going to be more of a stabilization fight, as they're going to stay more to point and they're going to be going for the back pedal. Pulse comes out. It just misses the Torb. He's half health. He's going to have to be forced to pop Overload. Anti-5's Torb, and it just looks like we're stuck in a neutral fight right now. But it's going to be a Nano on each side. Fuji decides to go in with the Nano. We don't really see who he nanoed. It looks like the Diva. There's a little bit of poke. The Nano comes out on the Echo. Echo's just looking to do a lot here, but with the anti, it's going to be hard for him to get out here. It looks like he manages Bebop low, so he's not able to go in and help his Echo out. You see LSU's Ana up top alone. He's going to get Dill, but the Kiriko and the Diva are right there to help, and that's going to force Bebop out of mech. And you see that Splash is able to find Saki. Dart is able to find Kinto with another headshot. And LSU is able to hold second point here again.
I think absolutely this map MVP has to go to Ihu. Ihu has just single-handedly stopped so many dives from USF. We see him before. He's coming in with his defense matrix, able to protect his Torb from crossing out in the open. He did it again when they dove the Torb, and Torb lives only because of Ihu. And we just saw it there. Bebop goes in for a dive. Who's there? It's Ihu, along with the help of the Kiriko of LSU. So we're gonna see now Bebop trying to come in for a slam here.
Finds 3 with the cleanse, comes out immediately. And Air Supremacy finds Dart, because when everyone was focused on the high ground up there, Air Supremacy went for the flank in order to just take Dart out quick. It seems like USF is going to be able to capitalize on this momentum finding Fuji. So LSU is going to be struggling here. They're committing all their ults because they do not want to give up the second point. He pulls out the hammer for a second. Very interesting choice of play by the Echo. But yeah, USF is able to take it dominantly, and they're just gonna, they get second point.
A nice little celebration, lava spew right there, you know, out of Kiriko. Not Kiriko. Air Supremacy. Sorry.
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
Don't even know my own players' names. But yeah, but it was a great job there from USF. They were able to finally get a good dive going. We saw in the first map that Bebop goes in for a slam, no follow. What happened here? There was follow through this time, and even though the cleanse came out from Bassi time, you know, it still just, it didn't really matter, because that, you know, that Echo beam is just so strong, and, you know, there's only so much that, you know, that the Kiriko can heal. We're gonna see another dive.
And Minefield coming out. They're just looking to kill this break quickly. Break gets hit by Mines. He's 1 health. They're able to find him. No supports on the side of LSU. But LSU is able to get their mech back, but Splash goes down. It is now just this Diva and Cassidy, and they're kind of forcing this out of room. And it just looks like, yep, Ehud is just going to try to get out. He wants to keep mech here because he just wants this reset. He gets anti, but it looks like he's going to be fine. But Air Supremacy is just farming ult charge. Break comes out early here. Bebop's going to capitalize on that with the roll. The beam comes out. Full stickies onto the Torb. Torb's already half, even with the overclock. LSU just trying to contest here. It's a little rough for them, but that Nano Diva is actually going to make things really strong for LSU, so they're going to be able to hold, and USF decides to back out. Oh, and LSU committed the high note as well.
Yeah, that's a great job there from LSU. They're able to, you know, do a good job of, you know, stalling out. I think they just send the Brig out there. Brig, hey, you know what? Go go try it. You know, while Ehu heals up and cleanses from the anti. Oh, can they get the stagger here onto the ball? They will. That's a big stagger there. That means we're not going to see a USF attack until around like a minute. Oh wait,
they just C9. LSU gets C9'd by the Tracer after getting the stagger on the ball.
Oh no. Oh no.
If there's anything that can kill the momentum.
Oh no. Well,
that hurts mental more than anything. Oh, also a little notice there. The card has the googly eyes because of course we are playing this tournament on April 1st. Just a cool little thing to try to deviate from the pain for LSU there, but wow.
You know, April Fools, I think LSU just got fooled by, by USF there, the C9, the back cap there. I mean, I did not know, we didn't have
ready for that.
We didn't have a visual on Saki where he was. I guess, he was just hiding in the back.
Around the back?
I don't think he triple blinked around the back. I think he was just there. I think he probably went for a health pack and everyone died, because that's usually just what happens when Saki's last alive. So then I'm pretty is either like a set play there and he was back capping and he just told Bebop to go feed, or it just happened by chance.
This is going to be very interesting though, because the ball is in LSU's court very much so on how they're going to take that C9. Do they laugh it off and go, oh, we messed up, we can full cap as well? Or is this going to, like, boom their mental? And we're going to be able to tell pretty soon in this first point based off of how well they play. I'm really interested.
They're coming out with the Tracer Genji, which is, we haven't really seen Genji
this
too much recently. But it's going to be interesting to see because, you have the Ana as well, so this is a Nano Blade, but, I mean, really, do you need just Nano Blade? You can also Nano Monkey as well, as we're going to see a dive come in from LSU. The Monkey's so low, but it seems like he's just going to be able to just survive.
Yep, and they were able to get the cart under the high ground there, so they're going to be able to get strong cart momentum, but the Brig goes down relatively early. This Monkey's got a few seconds. He manages to get the bubble off. They're just playing the low ground. We should see Saki go to mark cart here. It's going to be a little Tracer 1v1, but the Tracer on the side of LSU decides to blank out, playing it safe. Splash does not want to take an early 1v1, especially when Fuji goes down.
Bass Rhythm there is going to go down like so early, and when you lose a one support like that, especially your Brig, your bodyguard for the Ana, I mean it's just over, and we saw that USF immediately just pick up that kill on the Ana as well. Once the bodyguard goes down, then the president is just free to kill. As right now, another dive coming in. Stickies go full onto the Winston. They've gone full onto the Winston a lot here, and that just means that we've got a very, very fast copy that your Supremacy has and has to be able to use, but it seems like right now they're not going to be able to use it.
Bebop is so close to losing mech here, but it seems like he's able to keep it, which means Air Supremacy is going to be able to be aggressive here. Saki gets the clip on the dart.
There's the copy onto the Monkey right now, and we're going to see Air Supremacy is just in the backline, just causing mayhem right now. And the Primal Rage is going to come out, and it looks like USF, sorry, for that matter, should have this fight down, and they'll be able to stagger this Monkey out a little bit, pick up a little bit of ult charge, and we talked about it. That's not going to be an LSU attack for at least until the 2-minute mark.
Yeah.
But you push it underneath the bridge here. So realistically for LSU, you need 1 fight win, and you've got 2 ultimates coming up on nearly all 5.
Yeah, it's going to be 5 ults versus 4 here, but USF, they're going to have, they're mirroring the Pulse Bomb and the Nano, but they're going to have Diva Bomb, which is probably stronger than Primal on this point, but Fuji goes down yet again, and then they're just immediately catching Dart, and USF, it looks like they're just collapsing on Fuji, and then they're just picking apart LSU. And it just seems like their game plan. I think they figure out what they want to do, and it's looking like USF might be able to be running away with this.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing there was that they forced out Nano, so now no Nano on the Monkey or the Genji. Genji's gonna have Blade. It's gonna have to be a naked Blade, and Tracer's got this Pulse Bomb here, so that's probably your best bet there for anything, as well, because both support ults got popped on the side of LSU, and as they've swapped characters now. USF also don't have any support ults, and here's the Blade coming out now.
Seems like it's committing Primal.
We're gonna see a dive into the backline here from E.
Oh, very nice collapse and coordination there with the Monkey ult and the Genji ult. They're just, trying to force things out. Diva Bomb comes out, doesn't find much. Air Supremacy gets PG, but dies to Jard. and then Dart is able to find another. And it seems like LSU is gonna probably be able to take this momentum as we see Bebop and Saki stalling out card as long as they can. Probably just trying to get that time bank down so their teammates can respawn and run away second point. And yeah, well, it seems like it's still Saki's lasting a while here. We might even see a USF recontest here as Air Supremacy was able to just build up copy. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a crazy fight here.
I wouldn't be surprised either, but it seems like... Oh,
They
they
get
are
the
just going to
touch?
be able to just get that touch.
They have to copy Lucio though. That might have been a miscopy. But he's staying alive. This is big. He gets beat off. This is huge for USF. As we see, there's no ults on the side of LSU. Two of them get anti. Monkey goes down. And then USF is just trying to turn this fight with the copy Lucio. It ended up being a savior in disguise. There, he's looking for the beam, gets the full thing on the full stickies on the Lucio. They're gonna be able to get the kill. And with only what, this is an overtime fight. This is it. This is do or die. It's down to just Dart. And I think that's it. With the Kiriko going down here, that's the end of map 2. USF takes it, and we are going to see that map 3.
Wow, that was a fantastic map there. You know, it was, we said this before that, we said at the start of this, can LSU adapt to the dive comp on Gibraltar after you've done the rush? And it looked like, I didn't think that they did the worst. I mean, they had a strong start here. Tart got that pick immediately onto Air Supremacy, and then right here, he's going to get that pick onto Ana as well. So I thought that this was going to be, I thought that LSU were going to do a better job of, adapting. But I don't think it's more of that. I think USF played kind of a lot, really well there. Again, like people like Ihu had a fantastic game, protecting, protecting people like Splash on the Torb, walking around and stuff, preventing a lot of dives. And I think that, we saw that there was quite a bit of fight coming from, LSU, coming out of LSU there. They, I thought, honestly, I didn't think USF were even going to full cap, but I think that C9.
Yeah, that C9, I think it did a lot to the mental. But one thing I saw that I think we need to pay attention to that USF was doing is they were just collapsing on Fuji, because I think they recognized, I didn't have like full camp so I can't say for sure, but that's either Fuji was playing out of position or USF was just like, hey, the team isn't protecting their Ana enough, we can capitalize on this. And USF, they focused that Ana. But what I would assume here, let's talk about where we think push is going to go, because we saw LSU succeed with the rush. So my personal guess is they're going to go Coliseum because they just want to play in the rush.
Absolutely, I absolutely agree with that. Air Supremacy has played flying characters, and I think he does have a very formidable May as well. He won quite a few team fights with his walls, and it's going to be New Queen Street. And that's going to be a very interesting one, because New Queen Street, while push as a game mode is very good on rush. New Queen Street, it is very adaptable to dive, so I think that this can suit both teams. And we've kind of seen in kind of Overwatch League play as well that that it isn't right now. The meta isn't exactly a we will mirror you to whatever. It's kind of it's a
play
mix
what
up.
You're best at.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this map can definitely suit both teams' strong suits. So I think that this is going to set up for a very good map 3. And on the brand new Overwatch 2 game mode push, on top of that as well, the first map that was announced for it as well.
Yeah, like we saw this map back during the betas. It was, very interesting to get a new game mode. Rest in peace 2CP, whether you loved it or hated it. Most people hated it. But, this is the new mode we got, and it's been interesting to start playing it instead of 2CP. As I've been playing Overwatch since the game came out, so it felt a little weird to start getting into push, but, I'm starting to get more used to it now.
Yep. This is exactly what we talked about. Rush versus a dive comp right here. Both teams' strongest comps here, and I think that they're going to try and really adapt to this Echo, because we saw. I guess they're going Mei instead of Soldier. But I mean, still, it's going to be interesting from LSU here because LSU do not have a target exactly to really rush onto. I guess you could kind of rush the Mei, and you could kind of wall the ball when he slams and then try and kill him, burst him down. But it'll be interesting to see the win condition here for LSU and see how they're going to be able to.
LSU, their best way to win this, they just have to play point. They have to force objective, because if they try to chase down anyone on this rush comp, it's going to be hard, because they're just going to be playing run away, we're going to poke you out. And as we see, Rush is going to go in here. They want to collapse on court. PG goes down for Rap, so it's relatively an even fight, but with Air Supremacy dropping, he finds the pin on Saki! And wow, proving me wrong immediately at the gate. They immediately rush down court, and they're just getting value.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? We talked about how I brought up your two kind of win conditions here for LSU. It was either you run on that Ana, or you know what, you kind of wall the ball, and they just ran on the Ana, like I said before, able to get that pick, and they win the trade outs as well, because even though they lose Fuji on the BAP, they were still able to get, they were able to get air supremacy as well. And we're going to see a dive come in from Bebop, but it's a great job there. Great boot. Lamp might be forced out. No, Lamp's not even going to be forced out. That's a great job from LSU, able to sustain from that dive without having to use any cooldowns.
Yeah, and Rav gets picked for the run because they're just playing that flank. They're playing aggressive. Seems like it was actually a flame strike that caught Rav. But yeah, LSU is looking like they might be able to get this first point here. They're just trying to get that Tracer off point, trying to get their momentum while they're winning the fight. Air Supremacy is just going to be doing his poking. Oh, but they find a quick pick on Fuji and Splash. USF turning it around relatively quickly. They find 3. Ryan's going to be left alone. This is just going to be an old battery for USF at this point, and they're going to be able to take control of the bot.
That fight right there. I know that Bebop Air Supremacy. They love it. That right there. That fight right there. That's like the old. Shaq and Kobe meme, where like they really took it into themselves. It was the dive in from Bebop, and boom, air supremacy right there with the follow up. We didn't see that map 1. We're seeing it in map 2 and 3, and we might see it again.
Big slam, but High Noon finds Kinto. So USF is playing a man down, and they burst copy down almost immediately. USF used 3 ults here, and it looks like they're going to be losing the fight. LSU decides to commit Shatter here in order to get this stagger on the ball, and they're going to immediately take bot control again. Now you see, this is what you see a lot on push. The big thing about the game mode is if you get put on the back foot, it is so hard to get back, because as soon you have to win like 2 fights to even get back to your to even start pushing the bot on your side.
Yeah, that's true. Push is a very big momentum-based kind of game mode, and we're kind of seeing that LSU, they're able to kind of stop. They got the early momentum, and because they got that early momentum, now they're able to kind of just coast off of it right now.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see USF here, or we're gonna see LSU here. They're gonna wrap around the room. This is a smart play from them. When you're playing in this room, the ball can't exactly slam down on you, which is exactly what has been the downfall of them losing, but they lose the bot control right now. Splash does have this mail here. You can use this to, at the minimum, zone off the point.
Yep, we might see the winner come out first, but we see that Kinto actually gets left out of the room. He's a little separated from Air Supremacy. So Air Supremacy is going to be going in alone. Winner comes out. They're just trying to play defensively around this corner. Air Supremacy is caught out by Fuji. Fuji is able to find this kill. Reinhardt's obviously looking for the Flame Strike. He's going to go for the pin, and he catches the Mercy off guard. Air Supremacy is just going to die in this box now, but he actually manages to jump out. Prove me wrong. But we see Saki going down, and this is just going to be LSU claiming momentum once again. Yeah, and it looks like they're going to be able to just take point.
They're going to get that first. They're going to get that first. That butt scratch, as I call it. Because I don't remember what the bot's name is, but whatever his name is, he's got to sit there and he's got to take a little butt scratch, because he's pushed this bot really hard.
Yeah, there it is.
But not only that, but they get to just skip that animation completely almost. Because, usually teams will wait for that bot to get to that butt scratch and then take a fight. They don't even have to deal with that right now. They just got to just go straight to the butt scratch and skip it. And the mail comes out. That's the zoning exactly that we talked about before. Even though it doesn't get any kills, it might directly lead to this kill on Bebop, though. And we're going to see a Shatter come out. It's going to be able to find Bebop only, and he's going to fall because of it.
Yeah, this is really good for LSU if they're just able to continue to have this momentum. They did have to commit all their ults there. So USF is technically up in the ult economy, but with this bot progress, it is going to be such a climb. That is looking at almost 4 team fights USF has to win in a row to catch up to LSU here and we're already through half the time bank.
And this is another thing, they just swapped their comp as well. So the ultimates, they are coming a little bit hard to come by, but they're going to pop the window here. And it's going to be able to force LSU off the point here. They can afford to, they don't really need to hold the bot down, so much. So they can afford to just, run away here. And
they use the window of their own, just trying to maintain a momentum. They really want to keep this ball on their side. They're trying to put USF on the back foot. That's their whole goal here, because the more time that USF has to spend on this side of the map, the less likely it is for them to make it. But USF finds 2, so we're going to see the LSU Ryan just going and swinging, trying to build ult charge with high dying. Everyone is just going to use everything on the side of LSU just to stall this point out, force that time bank, because they want to get good spawn. They're just trying to die as far up as possible so they can get good spawn before USF hits the middle of the map. so they can take another fight. This is what I mean. You have to get 3 fights. You have to win like 2 to 3 fights to even get the robot to your brick.
Yeah, but USF, I think they've done a good job of ult cycling. They used the window to start. They're halfway to another one. They used the May ult there in that last fight. And we see Cart on the Hanzo. He's been deadly so far, so I think it's going to be interesting to see the Hanzo versus the Korean.
Oh! He finds both supports! The pin doesn't matter because the beat saves him. He's going to go down immediately. As we see, and you know, that was High Noon that was beat from the side of USF. You were saying these B rotate, over rotations. Bebop is still gonna have Shatter here. We're gonna be to that window, so we can expect another window flame strike. Well, LSU has the Shatter and the Mail. So this is gonna be a really, really interesting fight. We're gonna see probably Kento saving Amp to try to get out of that Blizzard because he's not gonna have beat for Blizzard now. Or Shatter. So it's going to come down to the Shatters, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, one thing is, LSU, they want to take this fight before that butt scratch animation can go off, so that way if they lose, then it's going to be okay. There's the Blizzard coming out, and oh!
Frozen, but is the Bat going to be able to keep him up? The Lamp's there to keep him alive. Oh, Lucio goes down to the side of LSU. Shatter finds no one. Shatter finds no one on the other side, but Dart's able to kill Rab. That's window on the side of USF. It's going to be up to Air Supremacy to see if he can make anything happen here, but it seems like he's going to go down. And he's forced out, and yeah, LSU is going to take momentum back before USF can make it to the butt scratch checkpoint.
Yeah, I mean that's a big fight win for LSU. They don't get the butt, they get a skip, or they have to force USF, you know, to still sit through that butt scratch animation. So then that way, the next time that they come around, let's say USF does win a fight here, you know, that they're gonna have to sit through that butt scratch animation. It's gonna be oh so long for USF. And speaking of USF, oh
Air
no!
Supremacy picked early, and that's so bad because he's the one who has ult there for this team fight. And then LSU is going to capitalize. They're just using window, forcing him to keep taking steps back because every step this bot takes up, it is more likely that USF will have to take 2 fights to get even to that butt scratch now.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to take extra fights now because LSU get to keep pushing this far. May ult is here now, and the May ult is going to come out, but the Beat's going to be able to hope potentially sustain someone. Well, nope, not exactly able to save Bass Rhythm there, but
they find Rav on the side of USF. So this fight is actually more close than we think. As we see Dart pops off again. It's just Saki on the point. Ryan is left super low. It is just the 2 of them, but they won the fight. And they're just going to be able to get more and more momentum. Things are looking dire for USF.
I mean, yeah, USF should be able to, you know, cleanly pick off here, unless Cart, you know, just does Cart things and pops off. But yeah, USF, they're going to be able to take the Cart back. They're going to be able to take the bot back. And, you know, but we got 2-minute warning now. And the ult economy, it's so much more in favor of LSU. You know, USF, they have 2 halfway to 4 ultimates right now, whereas LSU, they're going to have Mail. That's a clear off the point. Oh!
Big pick on Splash. This is going to be a hard fight for LSU to take, but the Shatter comes out. It's actually absolutely massive. Ehud is making the play, but the Shatter comes back. Is USF going to be able to flip this here? It's so close, but Dart is trying to make this clutch happen. USF was dire. They wanted to win that. I think that was a bit of an overcommitment. USF is just, they're so hungry for it, but it might have bit them on their own behind because now they have to push it again without those ults. Now USF, they have Noon, they have Window, they're going to have Beat here, and LSU is going to have Blizzard as well, or going to have Blizzard, which is a very strong ult. We're probably also going to see Window. This is a do or die fight. If USF doesn't win here, that's it. USF has to win out every single team fight or it's game over for them.
Oh, and the Mayo comes out. It does such a great job there from LSU, basically baiting out the Kree, you know, the Cassidy ult there, you know, but they're going to be able to take some trades, but LSU, they've got the better trade, and Beat comes out to be able to help sustain USF, and we're going to be able to see, can they get a pick? The window is out to potentially save the Reinhardt from dying, and
he goes down.
That window exactly there. It saved the Reinhardt from dying, and oh, there's a pin right there. We got 15 seconds to go.
Ehud has a disconnect.
Oh, that is not what you want to see. Even in the last 15 seconds, really feels like a complete momentum killer there for LSU. Even if you do have 15 seconds, fortunately enough for them.
Heart's got to sink. I don't know if this code has ult charge saving.
Oh, that could actually be.
We saw a Rhine at 80% to shatter there. You know, if they lose that and their Rhine isn't there for that fight, that means they're getting a Rhine to respawn with 0 ult charge, and they have to play on the back foot.
I mean that's true. Fortunately for them, they've got what? Probably they've got a 5 fight. I want to say 5 fight cushion. You got a 5-5 cushion. They're back in, and it looks like, yep, they're going to have... What the? Oh. All right. Well, okay. Anyway, they've joined back, and we're going to get into it. They did not reset, or they did reset the ult charge here. So it looks like LSU, they will just back out here. Cart, maybe he can get a pick. I mean, he's just been absolutely him this entire day so far. He's been the man.
I wonder if that's going to shake up LSU at all. It's going to be hard. I mean, you have to know that the Rhine player, he's definitely hurt there. He's been putting in the work this map. So to have something like that happen, we see USF going for this Hail Mary with the Bastion play. They're just going to try to do whatever they can.
And we're gonna see Bebop. He's nearly got his shatter out now. If you're USF, you don't want to commit too many ults. Dart is the man. He's got 2 picks already. And can he get another one? He does. He's gonna get 3.
The shatter comes out.
The shatter's gonna come out, but it looks like it might not matter. As LSU, they're gonna pick up
the series.
They're gonna pick up their first win against USF this year. And where does it happen? It happens right here on LAN.
Yeah, as we said, LAN can change so much. We went in there saying USF is the favorite because they beat LSU the other 3 times they played them this season. But LSU showed up at LAN. They said, you might have beat us before, but we came ready at LAN. We are here to compete. We're not going to fall again.
I mean, yeah, they did such a great job, LSU, I think, as a complete team. It was really a complete team effort. As much as I was saying, Dart, and he was absolutely the man today, it was a complete team effort. I think Bass Rhythm did he struggled a little bit on map 2. I think USF got the better of them, but overall, I think that the whole team played well. Ehoot to Cart to Bass Rhythm, the whole team just played entirely well. It's a complete team effort, and as we take a look at the bracket now, or we take a look at the bracket and potentially whenever. LSU, they're going to be able to advance to the next round of winners. They will take on the winner of Columbia International and University of Oklahoma. So, that should be an exciting game right now. Maryville already 2-0, so it looks like they're already advancing to the next round here. Of course, Miami of Ohio, they have they win because of Northeastern, unfortunately not being able to be here. But this was a fantastic day to start, game 1 of, this Kentucky LAN here.
Map 3, a lot of back and forth. 2 teams that both, they're all here for competition. That was a beautiful match to watch for, the first map. I really enjoyed casting that. I thought that was an amazing match.
Yeah, absolutely. This was this was such a fun game, such a great way to start our tournament day today. And I bet the A stream, even though the B stream is the B for better, I bet the A stream also had a great stream. And you know what? The B stream, we're only just getting started. We've got plenty more matches to come here. This was just game 1. I bet game 2, 3, 4 for the rest of the day, it's just going to be absolutely fantastic here. I hope for some more 3-map thrillers now.
Yes. We hope you guys stick with us for the streams coming up later today. And thank you all for watching this stream for this match.
We will see you guys for map 2 coming up around, we're not exactly sure. The schedule supposed to be around 11 o'clock. And no promises, though.
Yep.
Do you want me to start this off?
And welcome back. We are continuing the first round of winners. This match is going to be Ohio State Gray versus Ball State University. Yep. Now we're just going to be waiting on the match. What do you think of both of these teams, True Kip?
They're teams. I don't know.
They're both teams.
They exist. They're fine.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're good people.
Yep. For this first round, it is going to be.
Looks like we're playing on Busan.
Yep, both can. What is the most common map? The most common comp we're gonna be seeing here, most likely.
I think you're gonna see a bit of rush. You're probably going to see a bit of poke. It's going to be depending on which part of Busan they're going to be playing on is what you're going to see.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're just going to be waiting on making sure that everybody's ready. The match will start momentarily.
Yep.
Yep, and now we just wait. Just
waiting.
Just
Couple
waiting.
minutes.
In the meantime, maybe we could talk about the matches that have already occurred. So Kentucky Blue has managed to win their match against Kennesaw State.
That was a fun one to watch.
Oh, yes, most certainly. Hele, with the amount of picks that he was getting.
He's a good player.
Yeah, Butters with those random acts of just saving fights.
He was keeping Andy alive.
Yeah, Andy just going very hard into the front line. Like that entire match though was very, very fun to watch. Just so many plays, so many
well-balanced teams here. You're not going to see a blowout on either end.
Yeah, most certainly. Well, except unless you're Marival, in which case most likely you're going to run through this entire tournament.
They're a favorite here, but any team can take a map off them. Every team's fought their way to earn their spot here. So
I would say most likely the teams that would probably be able to take them down would probably be most likely Converse, the champions of last year's tournament.
Well, we're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, most likely. Ohio State is also a good contender. They'll be facing Marival in the
Looks
second
like
round.
we are going into game now.
Yes.
Now
And then,
initiating match.
so
Let's see what each team's gonna run here real quick.
first round is going to be on Shrine.
Shrine. So what do you think you're gonna see on Shrine? What do you want to see from each team?
Okay, so it's either going to be a brawl or the team is going to be taking high ground with a sniper comp, or you can end up running
Let's wait
ball.
and see. Looks like Ball State's gonna be running a dive comp. They're both gonna be running dive here.
Except with Ball State, it's going to be Zen Anna on the support line. Ohio State University is going to be a lot more proactive in this case with the Lucio Kiriko comp.
Oh, they're switching up Ball State to Junker Queen.
Ooh,
So they're gonna be playing more of
That
a
is-
brawly comp with the Sim.
that is quite interesting. I've never actually seen Junker Queen be played with this type of flex support lineup.
All right. Well, looks like we're about to start up.
All right.
Capture the objective.
And they are committing with the
Ball State just switched to Winston,
yep,
so they're gonna be a bit late coming out of spawn. I think.
both entering on the right side. Yakister gets an early pick on Yum,
Nice pick.
and then Ohio
Quick.
State Gray has to disengage.
Quick cleanup by Ball State. Quick fight.
Yeah, you can't really do much after your main line of DPS gets picked off like that, especially when it's the Sojourn where your entire comp relies on her getting the first pick.
All right, they've got point. Let's see if they're gonna set up here. They're gonna try and do it. They got a full support set. All right, Winston's diving in. Picks off the Ana. Picks off the Zen. But Ball State lost it. Ohio State lost it here, though.
Yep. Having to, with the Winston cons, having that Lucio Kiriko be with you for most of the fight, that's really a good advantage in these sorts of competitions, because especially when both your flex supports get caught away from your team, unable to do anything other than just hopefully sustain off of each other.
OSU just came in quick, cleaned them up. Pretty quick, easy fight.
They're pulling.
Winston's going in again. They're going hard after the Zen. They're gonna have to back off there. Counter dive. Ball State takes out 2, takes out 3. That's gonna be the fight.
Instant punish right there. Ohio State Gray was got caught with too much aggression. They didn't have enough resources to disengage.
It's gonna be a close one.
Yep. Now it is Ball State's turn to hold as much as they can. They currently have both DPS ults on charge, Primal Rage and Nano on standby. Red team doesn't really have that much to work off
Ball
of.
State engaging, gonna pick off here. Looking for one more pick. Don't think they're gonna get it.
Ohio
Pops
State.
Primal, stays alive.
Potatoes with the pick on Yakister though.
Staying even though, picking off the Lucio. And the Kiriko.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be enough. Spencer with the cleanup.
Yeah.
And that is going to stay blue for the time being. DPS ults on standby with the trans on Ball State. Red team's going up with an overclock. They got both support ults and Primal Rage. Ohio State Gray decides to go mid. They engage on left. Here goes
Countered by trans.
Spencer gets a pick on Yum. There are so many times where Sojourn has been picked off early. Into Crowley Cry with the overclock to help clean up. But Potatoes with the Primal Rage to shut it down.
Ohio's just trying to stay alive here. He gets 2 with the Primal. Gonna see if he can get another,
and they C9. Ohio State Gray was unable to make it.
That's gonna be map 1 going to Ball State.
A lot of interesting things that we've seen during this first round. For the most part, I've mainly been seeing Ball State being able to get rid of their trump card in Yum very early in most fights, allowing them to win that round. There was a vulnerability with the double flex support composition. However, the amount of damage that they were able to do sort of negated that sort of risk.
It's just gonna be a match of who can keep their sports alive the longest. They're both running. Looks like they're running the Junker Queen now, and
Nope.
so they're using the shout to get out of spot.
Ball State going with the Overwatch League comp. Ohio State Gray going with the Reaper Tracer.
Let's see who's gonna get the first one.
Ohio State Gray taking on the offensive in theater.
Yum's hunting for a bit right now. But Ohio State's engaged with Ball State's engaged.
Monway is in trouble. And he gets picked off by Yum.
Ball State losing their tank first, but they managed to pick off Ohio State's tank, so back to an even match here.
It's a scrap so far. Ball State manages to get point presence though, and they cap first. Red team trying to take better positioning around the point. Nanwei gets back with his team. Ball State Gray engaging, doing a little bit of poking, but it may be too much damage. Potatoes getting so low. Spencer gets a pick on Orangutan, but with the pulse bomb on Yun, it won't.
Just cleaning up.
It won't matter. Ball State cleans up, and they manage to keep maintain that point.
Just quick, easy, clean for Ball State. Pretty much every fight. Ohio State just needs to work on staying alive here.
Ult economy is looking very beneficial for Ball State right now.
Ball State's got Curio, they got Beat coming up, they have Overclock coming up, so we're going to see if they engage with any of them.
Ohio State Gray is currently going through that upper room, trying to hope the theater blue team matches them. It is a scrap so far.
Both Curios are there.
Engage with Beat from Ball State. They try and go in with the Death Blossom combo, but with the Beat is still there with the Shuzu.
Both Reapers are dead. You got Ball State running the Winston out.
Monway with the Primal Rage. And then with the support line managing getting those crucial picks at the end. Monway is still managing the stall. Kiriko is so low. However, Potatoes with the Primal Rage, hoping to stall this a little bit farther, trying to get that cap. As of right now,
Ohio State backing off.
yeah, they're unable to make anything out of it.
They're just going to try to go for one last touch here, see if they can make something out of it.
Unfortunately, with Skype, that engagement is going to be a little bit more difficult. Ult economy is a little bit in shambles. The only thing that they can rely on is the overclock, and that doesn't help anything. Raven Strider with a pick on Gargantuan, and that's going to be it for round one.
Yeah. Ball State sitting firmly in the driver's seat here.
Yep. So, a lot of things, I would say.
What do you think Ohio State can do to come back from this?
Well, most likely just a follow-up on some of these picks. Like, they are getting some very nice apologies.
Ohio Ohio State, they'll get a pick, and then
they'll just
kind of crumble.
Yeah, collapse at the end. Mainly, it could be due to shot calling. It could be maybe due to the fact that they're unable to follow up on it. The counter ultimates that Ball State have managed to do have been saving them from most of these engagements. Though that beat in Shuzu on the Blossom engagement was pretty crucial in that matter.
Ball State's just playing better as a team right now. It's going to come down to who has better teamwork, who can get that first pick.
Yep.
A lot of times it's coming up Ball State right now, so we're going to see if Ohio State can come back, maybe rally their team a bit. But currently it's looking like Ball State's got this one in control.
Yep. So next map, it's going to be...
Waiting on Ohio State to pick.
Yep, waiting on Ohio State. Let's look at the update on the rest of the bracket.
See what's happening in some other matches right now.
All right, it seems that Northeastern was placed in the losers bracket.
They didn't manage to make it.
Ah, that's why.
Unfortunately, Northeastern's plane got snowed out. They weren't able to make it to the tournament. Shame not seeing them here, so all of their matches are going to be forfeited.
That's a
Shame.
shame.
Would have loved to see them come.
It's a massive shame. I wanted to see them in action, honestly.
They're a great team.
Yeah. Let's see here. Blinn College and Ohio State University Scarlet went to map 3.
To map 3?
Yep. Both of those were pretty good teams last year. If I recall, dividing, placing them both in top 25. Let's see, Louisiana State and South Florida. That was last match streamed on this. Streamed on this
What
channel.
happened there?
Yep. Went to map 3. It was a very close match. Miami University, Ohio gets the bye because of that Northeastern University forfeit. Your losers bracket as of right now will be TN Tech Endangered and Blinn College. University of South Florida waiting on the loser of match 3, which is currently Columbia International and University of Oklahoma. Kennesaw State waiting for loser of 5, which is currently Converse and Cincinnati. And then most likely the loser of this match will get an easy bye.
All right, it looks like they're going to Parisio. So we're probably going to see a pretty similar dive comp run.
Most certainly. Either that or they may end up going with maybe taking advantage of those high ground spots with the Hanzo.
I'm surprised Ohio State's picking Parisio. I thought they'd maybe want to change up their comp.
Probably.
I thought they were going to go for a more rush heavy map.
We haven't seen their brawl comps though. Maybe they prefer the die comp in this sense.
They're getting outdove though, so we're going to see if they can bring it back.
Yeah. Maybe they run a poke comp here.
Poke's good on Parisio.
Yeah. High ground on first point.
Parisio's got a lot of leeway on what you can run.
Yeah. Especially the first and second points. Those high ground positionings can be the death of some assault engagements.
Yep.
It's gonna be interesting.
Love to see what each team's going to run here. We're still waiting on. I think they're on a bathroom break right now, so we're still waiting on
Yes.
Ohio State to have a member come back.
Always got to deal with the bio break sometimes. Let's see. So back on the conversation on the on who the potential contenders for the finals are going to be. It's obviously going to be Maryville, most likely Converse. But do you see any other teams that may make a dark horse run in this tournament?
Honestly, anyone looks good. You could really pick anyone here. They've all fought for their spot. Just looking at Ball State right now, they're playing a real dominant. They're not losing a lot of fights. You can see them make a run. Watching UK Blue, they managed to, they had a tight map, but they always seem to hold on and have control of their game.
They're always sort of an aggressive team.
It's really just going to come down to who can keep calm, who can do what they need to do in high-pressure situations, and who's going to get crucial kills in the moments where it matters. And I could see UK Blue, no bias at all. I could see them making a run. They got Haley, who's a real nice DPS player. He can just make things happen. Pretty much any team. Most teams have at least one or two players who can make a fight happen, make something happen.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. We're not gonna really be able to know what's gonna happen until later on.
Such is the nature of any sort of collegiate scene.
Yeah. Obviously, you're having players come out to a LAN in a completely different environment, playing
Yes.
in your home.
Playing in a facility such as this, it probably is a new experience for some of these universities. It's not as big as some of like the major produced events, such as like Overwatch's official collegiate tournament.
Yeah.
And it isn't as simple as like an online tournament as some other tournaments are able to do, such as our conferences, like
Yeah.
we play in the ECAC.
But, you know,
So it's a pretty new experience for anybody who decides to attend this event.
it's a obviously fortunate experience for anyone who gets to play.
Yeah.
Super fun. Everyone here gets to have a good time.
Anybody who is in reach of the southeast.
Not even. You have teams try to compete from the Northwest.
Ah, yes.
Real bummed out Washington State didn't make it.
Ah, dang. That would have been such a feat for this tournament. Probably the farthest university to ever come to this place.
I was pulling for them personally.
Yeah.
I want to see West Coast come out.
I think the record as of right now is Eastern Michigan. Thanks to Gen G's networking, we were able to get them in our Rocket League LAN, I believe, last semester. I believe that is currently the furthest university to ever attend one of our LANs so far.
I think you're more of these lands happen, the more you're going to see teams come out.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun over the next couple of years to see who's going to attend, where they're from, just all different walks of life. Everyone coming out, enjoying the game. We all love to play.
Yeah. Ball State going in with the Diva, keeping that double flex support lineup with the Sojourn Tracer. Ohio State University going with the Winston Dive again.
Both teams running dive though at its core. So the Diva pick is interesting. You don't see a lot of Diva these days. Most people prefer to run Winston.
Diva's most likely a sleeper pick in these sorts of tournaments.
Knocking the Winston down.
Dive in.
Ball State tries to engage, gets fended off. The Winston's going in though. Just everyone's trying to set up, take position right now.
Ball State is having to disengage the first point. Sojourn at the Young currently, and that
Winston going in.
dive onto the blue team.
Good Yum getting some poke there, uncontested.
But it's Ninja Curly Fry that's able to make the first pick onto Potatoes. Majodo getting the follow-up onto the Sojourn. However, it is currently Yakister who is able to do the cleanup on their major roles, and it is going to be a hold as of right now for Ball State.
It's Ball State. They got someone picked off early on, but they managed to rally and swing the fight. They've been doing that all game, so yeah, have to see Ohio State make some adjustments to follow up on their picks, which we haven't seen yet.
Same engagement so far. They're going through the red room.
Just kind of chilling up here.
Setting up for the dive, waiting on resources. Meanwhile, the Ball State is able to get some poke. Lucio goes so low. Oh, major anti though, and it's going to be another cleanup.
Ball State, yeah. Seem to have an answer for everything Ohio State's doing.
From what I'm seeing as of right now, they are taking a lot of time to set up. That allows Ball State to basically set up a counterattack for most parts. You see that that Ana in those cases getting the massive anti up two of the biggest roles in the game, two of the biggest role players in the game.
You also have that Discord orb that's putting it on Monkey every time he tries to come in. There you go, you see it again.
Monkey diving. Bubble doesn't get to the high ground.
Oh man,
however,
just to take Yaxter out.
Manway follow up on Yum though.
Even fight right now. Gets the
Pulse
stick on
spawn though
Winston,
gets two! And Ball State still keeping this first point alive. No ticks whatsoever.
Ball State, every fight, they just have a pretty quick counter for whatever Ohio State tries to do.
There are so many. These fights so far have just had no commitment whatsoever. Like you're seeing Ohio State.
You got Ohio State, 5 bullets coming up though. Let's
Yeah.
see if they can make something happen out of it.
Just do the old classic, press everything and hope for the best.
You got Trance though from Ball State. You got Diva Bomb. You got Overclock, and you got Nano coming out. So it's gonna be a big old fight right here.
And so
Bomb
we got the
coming out.
self-destruct instantly. They managed to disengage though. That allows the DPS.
Trans coming out off Ball State, countered by Primal.
Manway though with a pick on Young, and the
Manway gets
Kiriko. Raven Strike follow up on Mahoto. Nano Zen as well.
Quick, clean fight for Ball State.
And that costs them 4 ults for Ohio State. That was
4 ults for no ticks is bad, but the only bright side right now is the only ult in play is going to be Overclock off of Yum, but 30 seconds left, you really have to see something.
yeah.
Yum has to come big.
Yum has currently been victim to many first picks so far. So let's see if he's able to make something happen. We got potatoes on ball this time. No ult so far for Ball State. If they want to make something happen, now is the time.
Ohio State's got to make a move. 10 seconds.
Diva engagement.
All right,
Off the
Overclock's coming out.
overclock. They try and get the Zen. Jumps
Zen's
up.
low,
The
let's-
Diva peel though is so good, but it
Picks off
doesn't
the
matter.
Zen.
Picks him off, but
Gets
that doesn't even matter. Yum still is the first one to die, and he's the most crucial one in this comp to make plays. And they're just going to be cleaning up again.
Still an even fight.
No
We're going to have
point
Spencer
press.
go for the bomb, though.
All that's left is San on point. Can he make something happen?
No.
Nah, it's not gonna happen. The only one
Gets the
left
stick.
is Skype, and he gets Pulse Bomb. This is gonna be a full hold for Ball State.
Again, you're just seeing Ohio State get routed every time they try to do something. Ball State's got an answer.
Yep. They yeah, the moment they lost this map was the moment they decided to invest everything and get little results out of that.
It's,
Initiating
it's just tough to see. You're seeing Ohio State put everything in, they get no results. It's tough to see a team do that. Sometimes you just get outplayed. Something I want to talk about is Manway switching off tank for Ball State over to DPS, and you're really seeing results off him. He's mentioned to get a pick or two every fight.
Yeah. From what I'm seeing so far, the composition it looks like Ohio State is going to be going with the Diva as well for defense. They got a Cass and Ash composition with a Mercy damage boost. We're gonna see Santa on the Baptiste for the sustain.
That's the first Baptiste we've seen.
Yeah, we haven't seen that many rush comps, so this is going to be a surprising pick for what is supposed to be a pseudo dive / poke comp.
What do you want to see from Ohio State here? Do you think how do you think their best chance of holding this?
Most likely, they're going to have to wait for Ball State to come to them. Maybe try and pick out a support that's caught out in the back line. The flex support duo is going to be the victim to being out of position for the most part. If you can get that Diva to aggressively commit.
Already in position for Ball State. They're going to force out Ohio State's Diva.
Ball State is currently taking Red Room high ground so far. The Zen is a little bit out of position, but there's a Diva to feel for him.
Real good at peeling for that sound.
Yeah.
You're not seeing that sound high all the time.
Not really. We got the Ash. Both DPS are in the same position right now, and it makes them fall victim to an anti-grenade. Skype, their one last bloodline, to make sure that everything stayed perfect is down, and that causes the full collapse. And that is it. Ball State will be moving on. Ohio State, though, they will be able to basically have a bye and lose this round. So it's not all that bad.
Not all bad for them, but not the showing you want to see for your first matchup. So
Yeah.
we're gonna see in future matches they can come up, see if they can fix some of the issues that happen.
Yep.
But Ball State was a very dominant win. They're looking good going into the next round.
Yep. Their next opponent will be Miami University, so that is going to be a very interesting match to see. Then for the losers bracket, Northeastern. Ohio State Gray is supposed to be facing off against Northeastern, but I'm guessing Northeastern's not going to show up at all.
They're going to get the bye route in there.
Yep.
So
They
nice
get-
for them. They get a nice little rest there.
They get to regroup, reset their mentals, think of a new strategy to think of.
All right.
All right.
Hello, everybody. I'm Derek Gray. This is Huey Pham. We're here to cast another USF match. And you know what USF sounds like? UPS. Be in control of your life. Earn $21 an hour by working at UPS. Just go to upsjobs.com. Now, Huey, can you tell me a little bit about this match?
Yeah, you know what? Smooth transitioning right there. Great ad read. I'll definitely say top 10 ad read of all time. But
Thank you. I appreciate
definitely,
that.
yeah, I'll definitely say that USF and Oklahoma both losing your first round games. USF just lost. We just did their game like maybe an hour or two ago. They lost 2-1. That's a heart wrencher. That's a heart wrenching loss. And Oklahoma, they were just on main stage playing Columbia, and they lost 2-0. But it's a lot closer of a 2-0 than you expect. So neither of these teams, they don't want to go home now. Like both Oklahoma and South Florida, Tampa, both these schools are super far away from Kentucky. You definitely don't want to go 0-2. So I can definitely see both of these teams playing with definitely a lot of a lot of desperation. I think that if things kind of get bad, then I think that they're going to be more willing to make a lot of changes in it, because no one wants to go home, no one wants to go 0-2, no one wanted to drive or fly all the way here just to get bounced like day one. So I think this is going to be a really important game here, and I think one thing that we're going to see, obviously we're a little biased towards South Florida, and because we see them every day and stuff. We also just did their game. So they lost a 2-1 game, but they really lost it in the first map, because that first map they weren't very coordinated. We talk about this. The first map in a best of 3 is the most important. And another thing is that even if you win your first map, you lose the second map, they get to pick that. But if you lose the second map, you get map 3 pick. So you already get that advantage on the tie-breaking map. So it's going to be interesting to see. We heard them. They were trying to talk about seeing about Busan, but evidently, I think the first map here is going to be Nepal. We saw USF struggle with the rush a little bit. So let's see if maybe Oklahoma. Maybe they did tune into the B stream for a little bit, and maybe they watched a little bit of USF. I know USF, they were watching a little bit of of Oklahoma versus Columbia. They're taking a little bit of notes, seeing like, hey, maybe we want to do this or that. So we'll see on how these two teams kind of come at each other, but I definitely expect that there's going to be a lot of desperation between these two teams.
No, yeah, and like the biggest thing that I have to agree with you with is like both these schools are far away from Kentucky. It's not just going to be like it's the pride. Pride is at stake. These people decided that they were going to commit to traveling out here. Their pride is on the line, because when you get 0-2'd and you have to go home, that is a sour feeling. So these teams are fighting to not have that feeling, and we're going to be able to witness who comes out on top.
Yeah, all right, and we take a look here at the winners bracket results so far. Home team University of Kentucky, they got a 2-0 win over Kennesaw. They will play Converse. Ball State University beat Ohio State 2-0. They will face off Miami of Ohio, who got the bye due to Northeastern not being able to come out here. Maryville 2-0, tournament favorites definitely. They have a tough test. They got Ohio State Scarlet, who just beat Blinn 2-1. That was a nail-biting game. And of course, Columbia, they get to take. They've advanced as well. Lower bracket round here. Blinn versus I believe that's Tennessee Tech endangered. Our match here, Oklahoma versus South Florida. University of Cincinnati Red versus Kennesaw State. I think that should be a fun one. And Ohio State Gray, of course, they get the bye into the next round. So exciting matches kind of all around here, and we're going to hope for another exciting match here. We had a map 3 first time, so hopefully we get another map 3 here. I mean, who doesn't love map 3s?
Who doesn't love a map 3? And push is always such a nail biter, especially how momentum based it is. It's a scary map 3 to go to.
Oh, I mean,
So
absolutely.
scary.
I mean, like you win 2 fights in a row. If you're the team that lost those 2 fights, you're feeling like, oh my God, this you gotta put everything into these next fights. And then if you're up 2-0, you definitely if you're not up 2-0, but if you win your first 2 fights on push, especially, you feel like you are absolutely on top of the world and you cannot be stopped. And that's exactly the same way you feel kind of as well on these on these control point maps. If you win 2-0, even if they're both 99-90, like even if let's say they're both 100 to 99, you still are like, oh yeah, we've got it, because control, like I think control, like there's a reason why control is always the first. It's always such a great starting map, and it's such a great way to set the tempo, because you get two different types of maps typically. maybe you can get 3 different types of maps, obviously, and a lot of these maps you can play completely different things. On Nepal, as we're jumping in right now, we'll see which map we get first, and looks like we're going to be inside, I believe this is Sanctum. Yeah, so Nepal Sanctum, this is going to be a map that you can run a lot of different things. Poke is very popular on here, but a ball dive also isn't that bad to run on this map as well. So we're going to see if what both these teams come out with. Rush as well. That's a little bit underrated of a comp to run on this map. But teams run Rush a lot.
Rush is hard to play here because it's all about the rotation, and we see that it seems like Oklahoma is going to be playing more towards that rush. They're going for the Sombra rush. It seems like they're really expecting USF to run out on the ball here. And we see that USF is also going for a bit of an interesting comp. I don't know if we're going to see the Moira stay, but it's definitely interesting so far. Yep, we see the Moira go to a Lucio. It's looking like that nice 5-man comp.
Yeah,
instead of a Reaper.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's going to
be.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's going to be a 5-man comp. Even though this looks more divey, it is a bit more of a rushier comp. We saw USF struggle against a rush comp earlier. So we're going to see how Oklahoma can run this Ram rush here, and if they're going to be able to win, as they're going to try and take bridge control right now. Blade's going to be hacked out early, but looks like not too much is going to happen. Bebop already getting low.
A lot of health super early, but he seems like he's able to make it out. No, Kirito plays his first on the side of USF, but the Kinto is going to go down really early. And yeah, I mean, that's Oklahoma just taking the first fight pretty heavy-handedly. Bebop, as soon as Kinto goes down, those hacks come through. USF kind of stepped a bit too forward, and then Oklahoma was ready to just stomp on them, take care of the out-of-position players.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was like a really good job there from Oklahoma. They were able to push up, and again, like you said, they took advantage of those picks that they got. And as soon as you lose that tank, this fight is basically over. As we see, USF, they've swapped their comp now. They're going ball comp. Earlier they weren't very coordinated on it, but they got better throughout the day. So we'll see if that is going to be the key here. Ram goes really low, but looks like no one's going to be able to finish him off. And Oklahoma do a good job of sustaining their Ramatra, able to stay alive. Ball is going to go really low as well, but again, no one able to finish off these. Oh, it's air supremacy.
But that's a really strong trade because you give up the DPS, but you get that BAP out of the play, and it's just going to allow your players like Bebop here to get it, pick on a Reven. But this Lucio is doing work. He's maintaining an even, but Rav is able to pick off the Sombra, and Saki takes the blade, and that's just going to be the point flip. Lucio's going to stall for as long as he can, but this should just be inevitable where Saki takes the kill. But Oklahoma got 50%. And they're looking like they're, because USF had to make those swaps, they're not keeping up as well in ult charge. They're doing fairly well, but, Oklahoma still has this 2 ult advantage.
I think the big thing here is that the Ramatra is only at 70%, which means he should have it in the middle of the next fight. But, then that's an early pick. That's already not going to be very good. Wobbly gets a big EMP. The ball is down. That's basically a fight win here for Oklahoma. It's just going to be attempting a little bit of stall, but
they get the flip almost immediately. And it seems like, USF is just going to be wanting to take the reset here. It doesn't necessarily look like they wanted to take the reset, as we're seeing Bebop was maybe looking to try something, but he goes back to spawn, just taking the hard reset. And we see that USF is going to have 4 of their ults coming up this fight into 4 very scary ults on the side of Oklahoma. It's going to be very interesting to see how USF tries to break open this hold.
I think it's just a really good job here from Oklahoma. That they're just using their ults really well. The EMP came out and they got the pick off the ball, which is basically the life and soul of this comp. As now we see the Ram ult here, and it's just going to get a lot of value. Everyone clumped up into one spot. I mean, that's just free for Ramatra right there. Yep,
that was just a lot of ults, and whenever you have one of those huge ult dump fights, if you have a Ramatra ult in the middle of that, you just have such a strong advantage because you're doing that constant damage. And it just gives you the advantage throughout the entire mid fight to where it doesn't matter that they use copy, it doesn't matter that they use trans, because you're just keeping your ult up that whole time. And we see that in this overtime fight. Bebop is going to get hacked immediately, and it's not actually going to be able to get a touch because of it, as the Rav got picked by High Noon, and Oklahoma takes point 1.
Yeah, we saw USF struggle against Rush Comp in the first game, and what's Oklahoma doing here? They're going to run a Rush variation. Not only that, they've tailored their Rush to be, they made me. It seems like they did see the B stream. They did see the B better stream, and they saw the first game earlier, and they saw that, hey, look, USF run ball, and they run ball pretty well, and they got better and better. And so what are they going to do? We're going to run Sombra. what's going to happen to those pile drives? You're not going to be able to do those pile drives. No more pile drives anymore.
And they were really smart to run it in a Sombra Rush because they noticed that Rush was kind of USF's kryptonite in that first match. So they're just playing into both caveats. But here we see they're oh no, they were just doing TP out of spawn, so they're still going to be sticking to that Sombra Rush just because they want to deny everything. You see Bebop is going to choose to go with the Diva here over the ball just because they're playing into the maximum poke now. You know, going to those comfort heroes, they're just trying to do what they can. Probably a little nervous after losing first point like that.
Yeah, and we're going to see air supremacy here. He's able to get the pick early. There's no res on this side of Oklahoma, so that's one already to start. As USF, they're trying to take their different angles here. The Ramatra slam down, as I like to call it, going to throw here, go air supremacy, sorry, on the ground, but Bebop's going to get deep megged here.
Early. That's, you see that's really rough for USF here because even though they have to pick on McCree, they're pretty much down a tank now. It's up to if they're going to be able to kill Bebop before he gets mech back. And we're back, and we didn't see what happened, but it seems like Oklahoma just took the point. We missed the fight, can't say much about it. What we can look at is the ult charge.
You know what? I can definitely just I can guess here because I'm just gonna guess that I think Blade has done a really good job here on the Ramatra. He's been able, and I think his team has also done a great job at keeping him alive. Really, this team, the ball comp here or the dive comp, I guess more so from USF is supposed to try and take a lot of angles, and Blade is doing a really good job. He's shutting down a lot of those different angles. He's even taking air supremacy down onto the ground. Make that Pharah. You know what? She's up in the air. No, you're gonna fight us on the ground now. And there's another hack. Great job by Wooly there, and a follow-up from the rest of Oklahoma here. They're doing such a great job. They're really running it here as that percentage just keeps ticking and ticking up for Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's why Ram is such a better, if you're dealing with these flyers and you want to play that rush comp, Ramatra is so strong in the flyers because he can just pull them down. He can pretty much deny any high-value airspace that the Pharah would want to take. But we see that air supremacy still doesn't want to give up the Pharah. He's managed to get the early pick on the Sombra. He's looking for more. He's got Barrage here. We could see something pretty big. He finds one, finds two. Air supremacy doing the most right now, just trying to get this point cracked open for his team. And he is able to find a fourth. Is he going to be able to get the 5-piece here? His team's all there. Oh, but Rav takes it. All right, but USF is able to finally take the point, but 82% to Oklahoma. They're pretty much do or die. If they lose a point, all they have is a stagger fight. And what we look at is the ult advantage. We see Oklahoma saved their ults there. They're going to have 5 ults for this fight, while USF is only at 2 active right now, close to 2 more. So we're probably looking at a window engage. They've got Ram and Beat for sustain, and then they've got Kree Cassidy to pick out anything they see in the open. So it's going to be really hard for USF to hold.
Wobbly nearly got caught out there, but there's USF there. They're able to get all the picks early. It seems like right now they're not using push, but they completely forgot about the point right now. And so they're not going to be able to get any extra percentage, and now it really does just come down to one fight. All that Oklahoma have to do is just win the singular fight, and they've got 5 ultimates to work on it. Really, I'd look for a high noon just to force the pharmacy away, EMP the point, and then run on with Ramatra and just live.
You've got for sustain, you've got Beat for sustain. This is hard for USF to link. They've got Primal, but Primal can't really do much. You can maybe Primal the Ramatra ult, just trying to get him away from the team. So here we see Kirito is going to engage. Oh, 5-man hack from Wooly. And then Ramatra's just blocking. He's just trying to make the most of his ult. We actually saw that, what is that? Oh my, and then Wind goes down, Saki popping off, Wobbly is able to find air supremacy. It's a bit of an even fight on point, but Bebop is able to find Mugi, and Kinto gets the rest of air supremacy. It's just the Ramatra here. He's going to be staggered out. No stagger, actually.
That fight is super brutal. I mean, Oklahoma, they needed 1 fight win, and you pop all 5 of your ultimates there. It was just really unfortunate start. I mean, before the EMP even came out, you lost 1, and then EMP comes out, and everyone's like, hey, we can still win this. You use the Beat to sustain, probably use the window to probably help the Ramatra keep up. Ramatra uses his ult. I think the high, I'm not exactly sure when the high noon came out, but, Riva with the good pick. It's not able to prevent air supremacy to be able to get that.
And they get the sticky! That's going to be, oh my god, the res gets through because of the cleanse!
And the Barrage is going to be able to come out. It's going to be able to pick up 1. Can he get 2? It's going to bring the Ramatra super low, but both supports are still alive for Oklahoma. They'll be able to keep that Ramatra up for a long, long time.
Yeah, Oklahoma's just looking to bunker here. It's up to air supremacy. He's just trying to hold it out, but he's going to end up losing it here. The Doom comes back. They're just playing for stall, but he gets immediately bursted down because of the strength of that hack damage. And we're going to see Oklahoma take map 1.
was a great rebound there from Oklahoma. I mean, we were just going on about how, you know what, how is it you needed one fight win and then you just decide to throw all 5 of your ults out? They decided we don't even need ultimates to win a fight. All we need really, you know what, if we just kill them, well, we don't even need ults to kill them, you know? We can just use our regular abilities, we can just shoot them, you know what? And that's a great job. It was a massive pick there, you know, at the start from the Cassidy. And, I mean, you know, you deny a Farah to be able to barrage. I mean, that, like, that's really big there because barrage, I mean, sure, it can view it as a suicidal, you know, you go down, you just pop it, and, you know, you trade yourself out for it. But, you know, that one trade, maybe that's your Baptiste. You have no lamp. You know, maybe that's your Lucio. You don't have it. So that was a massive pick there. And I think this is a great job from Oklahoma. Really good job, I think, by the supports of, you know, Oklahoma. We saw that, you know, Blade on the Ramatra, he's doing a great job just being able to, like, tank that damage. And then, you know, his supports are able to, you know, they're able to stay alive as, you know, guess what? Map 2.
Jib, USF just wants to keep taking it here. You know, they got that C9 on it earlier today. They're feeling happy. They enjoyed the map last time. They won this map. Let's see if they can go 2-0 on this map to bring the series to 1-1, and hopefully we get to see a Game 3.
Yeah, you know what? We already had one Game 3 earlier. I want another Game 3, and you know what? This is kind of a little bit of a similar storyline. You know, first map. You know,
have
USF
trouble with the rush.
Yeah, have trouble with the rush. USF have trouble with the rush at least. And then, you know, map 2, you go to a dive, and what did that do? Well, then they were able to win. But let's see, maybe Oklahoma here will be able to adapt to, you know, being able to run a, you know, dive comp better than, or, you know, more effectively, I should say, than LSU did in our earlier game. And then, you know, we'll get map 3 again, and that should be another fun time. But, you know, I think that one thing that, you know, really benefits Oklahoma is that they were running Ramatra. I think Ramatra can work a lot better than, like, say, like a Reinhardt.
Especially against those flyers, and like if you're running into a ball comp or something like that, you can play the Reinhardt because you use the May wall, you play more bunkery on point, and then you can just rush down whatever support backline they have. But when you're into those like pharmacies, the echomacies, like it's really hard to do anything on Rhino to that because you have a hammer, you can't do anything. But with Ramatra, you can actually pull them down into your range, and then you also have long range poke, you have like a shield, you have everything that Ryan can do, and you can deny range. So it's like, you know, you might not be as good in the up-close melee because you're only limited in your punches, but, you know, it's better against that sustained flying.
I absolutely agree with that. You know, another thing, in the earlier game when we were watching, you know, Columbia, we saw, you know, I believe we saw Blade. I can't remember exactly, but we saw someone from Oklahoma pull out the Doomfist, and you know what? I thought that Doomfist was ran pretty well. You know, in the end they didn't win the map, but it was played very effectively. So, and I think that can definitely disrupt USF. They usually, you know, they don't play against Doomfist that often. You know, maybe you come out and, you know, you get a you can catch USF off guard.
And it looks like we're loading into Gibraltar here. And it seems like Oklahoma is going to be choosing to defend here, starting USF on that attack. As I said in the last broadcast where we were talking about USF, they really do enjoy setting the tempo on these payload maps. You know, they did get that full capture last time. They got the full hold after the full capture. So, you know, we're going to see if they enjoy that momentum again, but then Oklahoma could just be really sit on this defense, and it's just going to be, you know, it's going to be an interesting way to see we play.
You know, one thing is we did see a sub. It was Jeffy Jaw, I believe, has just come in for, it was Blade, I believe. So I think that, you know what, maybe they have Blade in usually for, you know, rush maps or something, and then you have, you know, Jeffy Jaw, or Jeffy J, or I'm not exactly sure what to call him, Jeffy. You know, he's in for more dive maps. We see him on the Diva right now, and the Ash pick. I think the Ash pick is going to be really good because we saw last time. You know, USF again. They love running this Echo. They love running Echo and Farah. Well, you know, LSU, they didn't have a hit scan, even though that, you know, they were able to deal with it pretty well. You know, Raven here, I think that this Ash can be really big, and the Reaper as well. This could be sneaky good here.
Yeah, this is a little cheeky. They're going to just poke out that Monkey. Monkey's going to fall out. He's immediately going to jump back, and I think you're going to see the exact same thing again, where he's going to swap the Diva in the Diva mirror, and yes, that's exactly what we see. And Saki's going to be staying on that Tracer. We got Rab TP'd across, so he's going to be looking for some aggro nade positioning. And Saki's just on card again. Diva's looking for an engage on this high ground, but Oklahoma is doing a good job of just like keeping their core like in a safe spot to where they can like get dynamites like that, where they can just force USF off if they even like try to engage. But they did use lamp there, so USF has an opportunity here to maybe look for more than deep impact dive.
Yeah, that was a really big dynamite there. Again, you force USF to have to disengage, and now they're re-engaging again here. But it seems like right now that dynamite again is just causing air supremacy. He's got to back off because you know what, he's on fire, and so it's just going to be more damage. And Raven right here, he's trying to put in the work. He's got one headshot, but not able to get the rest. Everyone kind of runs away. You know, I'd be scared of Raven too if I was playing against him. But right now, USF, they're trying to just dive him right now because they know that's the #1 threat to air supremacy. And I think the comp here that Oklahoma are running it's a very much a counter divey comp because you don't really see anyone to dive with the diva. So what's the diva's job going to be? Diva's job is going to be, hey, everyone get off of my team, and that's exactly what we've been seeing here. And oh no, Raven, he's just gonna fall in the back line though.
Ooh, USF finds that like opening. They're just sitting there waiting, and then they find their chance to strike, and they bite hard. But it seems like Oklahoma is scrapping something together, but air supremacy just shuts it down as they're approaching the final point. The Diva and the Lucio aren't able to make it in time, and it ends up being a pseudo C9 as they're going to be forced to try to reset here from behind. Ludo is going to get caught, and it's going to be, this Diva is going to be trying to get out, but Jeffy Ja is actually going to be able to make it. But, that stagger's going to hurt because USF is going to be able to get positioning on this spaceship. They're going to be able to take high ground, and they're going to be able to get card progress.
Well, are we really talking about them getting positioning on a spaceship? Who needs an Ash to kill, an Echo? We got Reaper.
Yeah.
It's not Friday, so it's not Reaper Friday yet, but you know what? We'll call it Reaper Saturday.
Yeah.
That's a good pick there. And the Gibraltar on second point here, it's so hard to get out of these initial doors. So that was a really big pick because if USF were able to stay out there and take a fight, they could hypothetically win it, but it's not. It looks like it's not going to matter.
Two with the focus beam. The bomb's going to be coming out. It finds Kinto as he wasn't able to get the cover, and the squish comes out, hurting Bebop's mech. But the beam, focus beam, is it going to be able to find more? Diva Bomb goes in behind. They committed copy onto the Reaper. They really want to just force this positioning. As you said, once you get through those doors, you want to keep that aggro. Because if you have to go through those doors again, you could be there for a minute. So we see them being as aggressive as possible, but they're still going to end up being forced out. They got to get them out of card progress, but we're going to see Air Support get saved by Rab here. Jeffy Joe's just looking to force them out of spaceship, but he's getting cut off by Saki right behind him. And this is just kind of a scramble, but Saki gets picked. A quick headshot Revan, but Air Supremacy meets her right back with a pick on the Ludo with Focus Beam. And it's just, this is a very scrappy fight.
Yeah, I mean, it is a really scrappy fight here, but Raven, is he going to go down? He will go down. The Nano Boost was invested onto Air Supremacy here. He's trying to find the Reaper. He's just using his little, fade there to be able to stay alive a little longer, but it can only last so long. You can only,
USF just cleaning up on this second point. There shouldn't be any staggers here, as we can see, Oklahoma is just looking for a reset so they can set up a defensive third point. As they get the pick on the Saki, which should secure their ability to just get secure here and get the position they want. They're getting air supremacy. There's no DPS on the side of USF, so although they're getting this hard progress, they aren't getting much good positioning out of it.
One thing I wanted to just say from like a little bit of an earlier fight, that fight win doesn't happen without, Bebop coming in and saving air supremacy with the defense measures. We talked about, Jeffy Jaw, about how Jeffy Jaw's job is to, say, hey, get off of, my supports, get off of my team. Well, you know what? Bebop's saying that to his dive characters as well. So I think that was a great job there, and that really led to that fight win. We have a Sigma now, so it looks like they're going to really try and play a lot more poke damage style here as Raven. He's just putting so much damage in onto the Diva. He's got the Bob, and nearly found the pick onto Saki. That would have been a big first pick. He's got the Bob, might look to use it now. So then that way he can force USF off of the point right now as the dive comes into the back line from USF. He's going to get the pick there.
Anyone though, while Air Supremacy is able to find Revan, but Revan gets res, so we're still looking at 5v5. Jeffy Job finds Saki. No lamp, but USF decides to commit Nano, while Bebop's mech is gonna go down, so that's Nano wasted. So USF is actually looking at a committed ult fight that they're just gonna have to give up here. This is kind of brutal.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really good job there. Wobbly. You know what, Reaper, he's like, he he's just got so much damage in his shotguns, and he's able to sustain for so long. Your defense matrix can only last for so long until he just starts bursting you down. You know, and the thing is also, you know, Bebop was facing him head on, so he's able to get those headshots, burn right through that nano like it was just nothing. And that really right there, I think it was a poor nano usage there from Rav, but you know what? Like, we're kind of this fight looking about even, 1 ult each, or I guess 2, 3 ults on the side of you know, Oklahoma. But let's see. I think for USF, the big key here is Saki with this pulse bomb. If this pulse bomb can get anyone, force lamp or something, but I guess it's not even going to matter. You're going to lose Kinto off the bat. Head back to the spawn room. It's time for a reset.
Now you see, that's so unfortunate. Whenever you lose it, like, you know, you might lose a DPS and you might think you can still fight it, but if you lose a tank and a healer before fight starts, you just have to wait. There's not much you can do.
Yeah, and now because that early pick there, look at the ult chart. Look at the ult bank for University of Oklahoma. They've got 4 ultimates, and as we look potentially getting a pause here, real quick. They're gonna get pause going. Once we do. Oh, what is? Oh well.
We're still not paused.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we're gonna take the pause there. But you know, let's talk about this. You know, this upcoming fight while they kind of try and figure this out. The ultimates for this on the side of you know, University of Oklahoma, they've got about 4 ultimates here. They're gonna come up on, you know, Death Blossom there, which can be used as a zoning. You know, we said it earlier. He used it while it may have not gotten a pick. It did allow for some zoning. We saw that Air Supremacy got a pick onto that Ashe, but it got rezzed up. Why? It's because of that Death Blossom there, not allowing anyone to pass through and go into it. You have Bob there to be able to contest the point. Sigma ult, that can, even though this is a dive comp and it's hard to get someone, look, the supports right now are Ana and Zen right now. So that's 2 targets right there that you can just pick up, and you know what? That's a free pick there as well. Mercy ult will just help to sustain through, you know, anything really. I think the big ults that you want to be looking at here are probably, you're going to want to look to see who Sigma's going to be able to flux. Jeffy Jaw's flux here is going to be really big, as well as, you know, the pulse bomb from Saki.
Those are the 2 ults that are going to be very interesting. We're probably going to see the nano onto the Echo again, just looking to make something happen. It's going to be interesting. It's just going to be an interesting fight because I didn't see what the tech issue was. It looked like there was a keyboard issue, so hopefully that's going to be solved for, I think it was the side of USF.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably that's, you know, what it is. Hopefully, you know, it gets solved, because, you know what, like, you know, we'd like to see some Overwatch being played, and, you know, obviously we'd obviously like a map 3, try and put you know, even putting our biases aside here, map 3 is just, map 3 is map 3, and map 3 is fun.
Map 3 is
so,
map 3.
yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a very much an uphill battle here. There is a minute left, so I think for University of Oklahoma, you know, this might be an issue here. They, remember in Nepal, they popped 5 ults on one single fight.
Yep.
So I think
it's going to be that ult discipline. If they are able to have that ult discipline, it should be a lot stronger of a hold here. We'll have to see how things go, though.
Right.
Because with the ults, they don't have, you know, I don't think we quite said it, but that Death Blossom is right there as well. It's 97% of Death Blossom. That's also going to be a pretty high impact ult because Bebop is now on the ball. He's no longer on the Diva.
Right, yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that one, is that there's nothing really to counter it. You'd have to hope that Rav on USF can hit a sleep, you know, but looks like we will finally be getting back into the game here. Hopefully all tech issues have been solved.
I would probably be expecting the ult combo Lift Blossom here because you can only sleep 1 target. Ana's the only one that can do anything about either of those ults because they are nowhere near transcendence.
Yeah, I mean, that's very true here. 1 minute to go. On USF's first attack, they are on 3rd point now, and right now Wooly is going to be able to escape here. He just uses his, you know, his little fade and just says, you know, bye-bye USF. As we're going to see here, the Rock going to go into Air Supremacy. They don't even need to use any ults right now.
But they decide to anyway, and Saki decided to pulse bomb, and that got aimed by Jeffy Jaw, which is brutal for USF, as that's one of their key engages, but Saki still ends up getting rudely. And, you know, USF is still kind of scrambling here. They have the spawn advantage, so they're willing to be scrappy and commit a little bit more because they just get there quicker.
Oh,
Air Supremacy's are already back.
I mean, take a look at the ults that you know, Oklahoma are using right now, and they're using them really well. They still have that flux as well. So we talked earlier about how, hey, you know what, Oklahoma, you know, the old discipline, and oh, there's air supremacy going down. USF, it's going to be rough for them. The window is up.
They
The
commit
nano,
Mines and Nano.
the nano is on to Bebop here. Not going to be able to get anybody with either the mines or his nano. And he's just going to fall because of the window, and it's just cleanup duty here for Oklahoma as they just got to clean up the little squishies here.
Yep.
But Woobly, is he
might
going to
not get
fall?
hard progress.
Oh,
Or
Well-
contest, I meant. Yep.
yeah, well, it looked like it didn't really matter too much, but yeah, it's a good, I would say that, you know, this is a good push out from USF, and Oklahoma did, I think that they had a fantastic job at, you know, playing at, they mounted a really good defense here, especially on the second point. Second point, I feel, can be very steamroll. It's very steamroll oriented, and I think they did a good job of stopping the first steamroll, and they also had another fight as well where they were able to, you know, stop the steamroll, and that burned out a lot of time, and I think that really contributes into, you know, point three, because point three, you know,
Point three, I feel, is always like one of those up in the air points. It's kind of whoever plays the angles better. That's definitely, I feel like, more of a like who has the better mechanics type of point. But when you look at point 1 and 2, like point 1 is just the attackers waiting for a mistake, looking for that opportunity to just be able to push through. And second point, I feel it's almost entirely momentum based. If you capture first and you're able to carry that momentum, you can capture second point super quickly. Or if you just like immediately lose the team fight after capping first, it feels like you can be at that spawn door for minutes at a time. Like you could be there for 4 minutes before you can even get like a true fight. Because that is a brutal choke.
oh yeah, absolutely. But Oklahoma here are gonna see a, well, I mean, they're in the spawn room, so, you know, maybe Wobbly, you know, maybe just going out saying, you know, let me get, you know, a cheeky little Widow pick here, you know, and then jump back in the spawn room. Yeah, USF, they're going to be running pretty much the same comp. They have the Diva again, so they're just going to start out on it because they've realized that, you know, they've been switching to it a lot. But Raven here on the Ashe, he's been absolutely deadly, and so it's going to be interesting to see if he's going to be able to keep it up here on their attack run. As Jeffy Jaw, he's lost his boosters. He's stuck in the back. He's antied.
That's
but
Lamp forced out. Lamp's already broken. It seems like USF is trying to just force a fight here. They get the mech out of Jiffy Jeff, and that's just going to let them have a pretty strong map control here. They're going to be able to do what they want, but it seems like Revan just does not want that to happen. His dynamites have been on point. He's keeping air supremacy suppressed.
Yeah, and good job here from USF. They're, you know, they're sitting there.
Swish on Saki!
Oh, that's a really big pick there. You get your Diva back in the mech. So this almost feels like, you know, you're getting 2 picks there, really. And Jeffy just going to lose his mech immediately, but he's still going to be able to live. You're still fighting down one man. Raven, he's just looking to rotate. He's got his dynamite ready. There's 3 people up there. He's going to be able to get the dynamite onto 3. And they're all just sitting up there, just burning.
They did use Lamp there. I don't know if Lamp was necessary there. I didn't see what was going on. But they, you know, there's the nano air supremacy. He finds one. He's looking for another. He sees the cast. He finds them. And USF just starts cleaning up. It seems like this nano echo is just really strong for them.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it just seems like the USF game plan right now is just give Nano to air supremacy and let him cook. You know, that really seems like the game plan, and we're gonna see Oklahoma. They just swapped over to the Cassidy, so you know, it looks like they really are honed in onto, you know, air supremacy. Another dynamite goes out. It looks like it wasn't able to find anyone, but there's a copy and a bomb coming out for USF. Oh, Jeffy Jaw, you're gonna lose your mech. Looks like he won't, but
And Rob goes down to Revan!
Rap goes down. There's a copy in the backline right now. They can't use the
He does
Diva
have
bomb.
He decides to jet it. I don't know if that's going to catch the backline or not, but he's got Crunch here. Is he going to be able to find a Crunch? No,
No.
he does not. But the Bebop's bomb also went off. I don't know if you noticed that. Maybe they were going for a little bomb double angle, but, you know, we see it's kind of more of a reset. But Bebop gets caught out by Woobly. And they're just going to be able to push card here because without the tank from USF, it's going to be really hard for them to re-contest because they don't have an ult. Well, they're actually going to have pulse bomb here into Valkyrie. But this Diva is just trying to force their high ground out. You know, he's got help as a resource, but that focus beam is going to take mech away from him, forces him to use bomb early just so he can get his mech back for this fight. Saki goes down again. Quinn kills both DPS on the side of USF, but Kento gets the res and he stays alive. The Diva's back. Suddenly things look semi-viable for USF as this Mercy is just keeping things alive right now. And the Ana comes in. USF is scrambling. They demech. They lose Rav, so they're severely down in healing, but they find 2. It's going to be up to if they can keep their tank alive here, I think. Quinn is under duress as Bebop takes him out, and it seems like Saki's just looking for the cleanup here. He gets hit by that pulse, but he's going to be, what's that name of that nade now?
The magnetic...
magnetic grenade.
Yeah, magnetic grenade, yeah. I mean, first, fight start, Quinn gets 2 picks. I mean, you know what, like, you know, Baptiste basically has a Halo battle rifle, you know, so he's able to, you know, get those picks there to start. It was just USF there. They had really good sustain. You know, Revan, he got a good pick onto Rav at the start, but it just wasn't enough. Kinto doing a good job keeping his whole team alive. And right now, you look at the ult economy. It favors USF here in the last 20 seconds. We're looking at probably this is the last fight here. Air supremacy getting pretty low, but looks like he's going to be fine. Kinto going down. That could be a big pick there. They have no mercy ult, and that's going to cause, you know, USF to have a lot less healing. They're going to use the nano.
Saki doesn't find anyone. They nano Echo. Echo is going to end up having to copy when he's low, trying to build up that bomb.
Oh,
And C9. C9 again. USF gets their second C9 of the day
on the same map.
The same map.
On the same map.
This is lucky. This is their luck.
And this time it is on defense. I think honestly that C9 that is more triggered from a fantastic sleep from Rav. You saw the Diva like on our screen, just sleeping right in front of the cart. And you know, fortunately, you know, or I guess I should say, unfortunately for University of Oklahoma, it just really just short of, you know, being able to touch that and keep it, you know, potentially alive, because I do think that they had a good chance of winning that fight. You know, it felt like they definitely turned that momentum around, once they got the pick onto that Mercy. So I think that was a massive sleep from Rav there, and we got our wishes. It's map 3.
Map 3 again. Will USF be able to redeem their map 3 record and go 1-1 for map 3s?
Yes, or will Oklahoma be able to, you know what, stave off, you know, the reverse sweep? And we're going to Esperanza.
Esperanza. Now, little insider information. I think USF might be happy with this.
Yeah, this might be true. I did see them in the quick play game playing Esperanza, so
that's the map they were playing in quick play when they were warming up. So I think they might be warm on this map.
That's true, but here we are. We're seeing Blade come in, so I think we're going to be looking to
seeing some rush.
That exactly. So I think we're going to be seeing some rush. So we're going to be seeing so Blade's going to come in. So I think again, we said that probably will be rush comp, and we're going to see if Oklahoma. They did so well on the rush before, you know, getting off the rush, and you know, sometimes going from rush to dive back to rush. You know, sometimes, especially when you're switching your tank. Yeah, exactly. You have to, you know, adjust yourself kind of mentally a little bit. You know, it's like, okay, well, you have to play slightly differently around, you know, everything. But USF probably going to come out with a dive. I think they're just not going to take any rush mirrors, because I just don't think that in their mind that they just aren't going to win those rush mirrors. So because of that, then I think that this is going to be, this is going to be an interesting game here if USF can, you know, kind of rebound off, or if Oklahoma will be able to recapture that momentum they had from the first map. We jump right in to Esperanza, our second time watching a push map today. Thankfully, it's a different one though. So
you gotta love the variety here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've only had Gibraltar twice, and that's just USF's counter pick.
Yep.
So you know what? I think that this is great. Again, I want to say this at the top of the show. I said how I always say this, how important winning the first map is. This is Oklahoma's pick here, so it's again come down to, you know, Oklahoma's pick. Is Oklahoma going to be able to sustain themselves? You know, is Oklahoma going to be able to, you know, hold onto their map that they've picked, or, you know, can USF, you know, kind of pull off that, you know, little upset?
And here we see that USF is opting for that dive, like that Monkey, Tracer, Sombra, and then, just as we thought, Blade is back, and he's ready to show his Ramacho that it hasn't changed, and he wants to win this map with his Ram.
I think Wobbly on the Reaper. This is going to be your big pick here, because we're seeing USF run 5-man, which is it is a lot more of a rush comp, even though it's got a lot of dive characters on it. But Reaper really just shuts down a Winston so much, and that's going to be, you know, that could cause big problems here for USF, as we're going to see USF try and wrap around this left here. And right now, It looks like
He's
Oklahoma-
going for a bit of a flank on the right. He's playing for that off angle. Immediately finds Quinn, but Blade is able to shut down Bebop. And without the tank, and I mean, it's a tank for a flex support. That's a relatively even trade if you ask me. So this fight is still anyone's game. And the hack comes out, but Rav already got wobbly. Hack is on the cast, and he's going to fall instantly. Rav finds 2 dinks there. And so, you know, Lugo's going to fall. It's just the tank left. He's going to pop Nemesis. He's just trying to stall as long as he can. And he finds Kinto. Which, you know, that's a late pick, but it's the Lucio, so Lucio can be back, but still, you never like to have a late pick like that.
That's true, but you also have to think about it as, as Blade, he's going to have to walk back. He has to walk back. He doesn't get... I guess his Lucio could taxi him back, which I think is what we're seeing exactly there. But it is a great job from Air Supremacy getting those hacks off. That's what really sets up, Rav to be able to get those dinks. And a good start, a good dive start there. You get the flex support, no Baptiste. That means no lamp, so your hacks are basically free now. As we see Oklahoma just run onto the point. This is exactly what they want to do. Rav, is he going to be able to get caught out? Looks like he'll be able to teleport away safely right now. And right now, Bebop is going to look to go in for a slam.
Drive finds 2, breaks the lamp, Bap's looking at half already, but that Ramatra still able to shut down the ball as well.
I mean, just Ramatra just kind of existing really does, it makes it so hard to dive, even if you're able to force that lamp. But I think
EMP, I feel coming in right here, finds 3, Revenant goes down, but Bebop gets picked early again. And the beat comes out to sustain Oklahoma, and they're just going to clean with this Reaper because they're already down the tank. Saga decides to commit first one to get the clean. Looking to make this fight still winnable with the 2v3. Rav is going to fall here, but not after getting Luga. So now it's up to the Air Supremacy. He falls out. This Reaper is looking low. Doesn't quite get the health pack. Saki's looking to finish him off. It's down to just the DPS with balls back. He's harassing the Ramatra. He wants to have an impact as well.
Yeah, that's.
Goes down.
I think that was a great job there from the DPS. I mean, I feel like every single time it's just when USF take a team fight win, it's just air supremacy. But it just really is the case. He just was able to get those hacks in the backline. That EMP was so massive, even though that Lugo did a great job able to beat and get that sustain up. I think USF did really just stop caring about this Ramatra, and now we see a good early pick now. Air supremacy goes down, and that could spell trouble.
Minefield comes out, finds 3, not the minefield itself, but Rav and Saki are able to help collecting these kills. Although Oklahoma is pushing the spot, USF has managed to maintain their lead, and it looks like they're gonna be... but after the Blossom, it makes the fight actually harder because Rav goes down. It's down to Saki trying to win this DPS 1v1, but Harancha cleans up, even though Air Supremacy was able to finish off the Reaper. So now we've got just a Lucio. Ball's gonna go in. The Lucio's already back. This is gonna be a Nemesis form coming out. He's just going to try to sustain until his team gets there, but he blocks a little too late, so he's not actually able to save himself. USF takes card momentum again, and they still maintain that lead.
This is a push map that really just has not pushed past these 2 bridges here. It's just a lot different than our first game as a... no, Quinn.
DC from Quinn.
That is not what you want to see.
What jolt charge did that Quinn guy have?
I'm not entirely sure. He might have had his window at this point, so that actually could be a big. That could be one really big map or character loss there, because you're not going to have that Baptiste ult, which even if you're not getting picks with it, you can do a really good job just zoning, and you can do a good job healing. You don't need to do the damage. Gwen able to join the game, fortunately. And not too long of a delay, but let's take a look here at the ult economy here. University of Oklahoma invested a lot into their last fight, and even though all these fights have been like extremely, scrappy as even though all these fights have been extremely scrappy, they still have, been, I think, very high quality here. USF, they're going to come up on 2 ultimates, both their DPS ultimates. The Pulse Bomb could get an early pick to start, so you can hold that EMP for later, but, we're going to see. Early hack onto Wobbly, and down he goes.
Beautiful coordination. The Sombra hacked him for that 1 second to stop the cloak. Ball knocked him up, and Tracer finished him off. Just beautiful coordination from USF coming out, which, as we said, we just need to see this ball. We've seen this ball comp, into rush. I think they're finally developing. They're figuring out a way to play into this rush, and it's looking well. But as I say this, commentator's curse, Rav gets picked, and it seems like Blade is looking for an advance here, moving the robot back. He wants to try to take a lead here, although they still have DPS ults on the side of USF, and no ults even close on the side of Oklahoma.
we talk about air supremacy so much, air supremacy for USF. Let's talk about Revan here. Revan has been the man for Oklahoma. And a pulse bomb comes out, Lugo goes down, Lucio's are traded, EMP comes out, and it's going to be USF able to clean it up. And there are those DPS ultimates for USF. We talked about, the ultimates.
Yep.
Boom,
Two very
there they
strong
are.
ultimates. Put them in tandem. The fight's already done.
Yeah.
They place them in the right spots. Landed the pulse bomb. And now they might even be able to get to that butt scratch point.
Yeah, if they can get to that butt scratch, that'd be really big. If they can just have the robot sit at the butt scratch, even they don't even have to have him complete the animation. Oh, Ravi gets the headshot in, but he's getting one.
Oh, we see Rav completely go for the ego play, but Wobbly is able to find both supports on the side of USF. But it seems like USF is still going to be trying to win this. They have the desperation. They really do want this butt scratch, but it seems like that Oklahoma is going to be able to push them out. They deny this, and we're going to go back to another neutral fight.
I mean, yeah, they win the fight, but they pick off enough of Oklahoma, Oklahoma wins the fight, but USF are able to pick up enough of Oklahoma that they can't really make a full push because everyone's got that exact same spawns pretty much. And I mean, this fight, pretty much everyone got traded out at the exact same time. The Lucios pretty much died simultaneously. So right there, that alone should show, how, even this is. And we're seeing that desperation coming out from, both teams. They've both changed up their playstyles so much. Wobbly, now he's on the Sombra. He's getting close to his own EMP. Look, 5 ultimates here upcoming for Oklahoma. This could be really big. The pack comes out, and that should be
minds, though. Beat is there to sustain the fight, though. They do not want to give this up. And Raven finds Rav.
Revan. He's been the man for Oklahoma, getting important picks when they need it, and that's exactly one right there. Getting the Kiriko. Now, there's no Kitsune rush, and we see Wobbly here doing a great job on the Sombra. I think that was another thing that, we saw earlier that, that Oklahoma did really well is they had the Sombra and they were able to deny the ball. So we're going to see if Bebop sticks on this ball or if he's going to switch to something else because, it really did almost counter him out in that first map as Oklahoma, they should be able to get to the butt scratch and and with that, they should probably take the lead off this as well.
That's why it was such a strong place for them to be able to get it. But it seems like USF is committing. They do not want to give up the lead. This is where they want to make their stand because they do not want to have to play in the back foot. They want to try to keep this momentum and they're willing to commit ult for it. And it looks like things are working out well for them. With the Ramatra ult comes out, Bebop is able to find the Lucio. It seems like it's just the Ramatra left. I could be wrong.
Yeah, it's just going to be the Ramatra left, and so... Oh, and the Sombra's here as well, actually, but...
When the ball goes down, it's just a Lucio and Sombra, but, Kiriko TP's in, it's 3-1 now. They're going to be able to get this robot back to where they want it, and then they're probably just going to put it in a neutral spot and wait for their team to get up before making a full push.
We talked about it. USF, we talked about the butt scratch so much. USF took that fight so early, so then that way, first off, they wouldn't lose the lead, and then second off, they don't have to deal with the butt scratch animation. They want to get to that butt scratch animation, because then once he's just there, and they can just lose the fight. They can just leave. Yeah. And you know what? The next time that bot comes around, he can just start pushing straight away. And they use their ults very smartly there. And Wobbly, he lost his EMP. And the EMP is going to come out from Air Supremacy instead. And boom, he's gotten so much value out of every single EMP. And there's another set of value right there as we've lost our own cameras. And looks like it's an even fight so far, or Oklahoma's won it. They're pushing the bot right now. Bebop right now, he's got his mines. It's only a 2v1 right now. He's probably just going to look to just deny
He uses
that.
the mines. He wants to commit to this. Lucio is able to live through it. Oh, but the DPS are back. They force the Lucio out, and they actually get the pick on the Lucio. Ramatra's back. Ramatra actually ends up catching Air Supremacy out of that kill, so it ends up only being an even trade for USF.
Yeah, but USF, they're gonna dive in here. They really want this because they want to take another neutral fight.
Seems like Bebop is not done. He goes for the more aggressive slam. They got Quinn. They just want to keep this momentum. You could say USF is really itching to get this butt scratch.
I mean, they really are. I think it was one little thing there. Smart play from Quinn. He knew he was not going to be able to run away. So what does he do? He just runs in and dies because you know what? He knows that, you know what? If I stay alive any longer, it's just going to be a stagger. And a good play there from Rav to able to knock the Sombra out. And that's going to lead to a pig right there. That headshot there was massive from Rav. And right now, USF, they're looking to just push on. Pulse Bomb's not going to be able to find anyone, but USF, they finally get the butt scratch to go.
Yep, and one thing I heard from Rob say is he was confident in his kunais when he's on Kiriko. He told me, he's like, if I'm on Kiriko, I'm pretty confident on my kunais. And he is kind of showing that up today. He is landing his right clicks. Well, here we see EMP from Wobbly. He's going to be able to find Rav as we're talking to Tone. And, even though USF got their butt scratched, they're being forced out.
Yeah, I mean, they are, and I mean, another man who's confident, it's Wobbly here. He's been doing a great job. I think this DPS line for Oklahoma has been absolutely fantastic. If it's Raven getting headshots, Wobbly, he's shown he's been able to flex onto so many different characters. Now on the Sombra, he's showing that, hey, Air Supremacy's not the only Sombra around, he can do really well too. Both support ults are going to be popped for USF as we see the Ramattra just running after the USF backline right now.
Yeah, but one's used up by USF. There's going to be nothing saving them except for that Kirito TP, but Lucio already went down. Air Supremacy got the Revan pick, but Oklahoma is committing window because they really, really, really need to get this butt scratch themselves in order to be a contender in this game. Plus, there's only 2 seconds left on the clock. We haven't even looked at the clock. This is the last fight.
Oh, we really haven't. That's a big EMP coming out right now. Blade, he's going to fall down.
Pulled a few kills out. It's just the BAP left. And USF, time is ticking down. USF manages to beat Oklahoma to stay alive in this tournament.
Wow, I mean, I completely forgot about the concept of the clock.
So did I.
I mean, USF coming out with the, I guess, reverse sweep in a best of 3, really.
Yeah.
The correct thing comes out. Air Supremacy on
With
the
the play
Sombra.
of the game.
The googly eyes.
Yeah, I mean, it's April Fool's. You got to enjoy the jokes of this game.
I mean, 2 fantastic, map 3s here for us to enjoy and watch. I mean, this was a fantastic game. Really, both sides gave it their all. I mean, you saw the first...
Yeah.
For the first half of the game, it never walked past the 2 bridges.
Yeah,
and then the game
very close.
And when did the game decided by? The game was decided by basically a butt scratch.
A butt scratch.
And
It was
that's
whoever got the butt scratched.
and USF were able to get their butt scratched, and you know what? It's they're going to be able to have their tournament hopes on, which I guess fortunately for us means we get to stay here longer.
But yeah, but just because Oklahoma got O2'd, Oklahoma put on a great performance. I mean, we can't deny that.
We absolutely cannot deny it. I mean, they were a couple near inches
Fights.
away.
It was fights. Let's be honest. Everything was up in the air. There were a few DCs on both sides throughout the match. It was a little unfortunate on that side. Things played out the way they did. There's not much you can do about it. But, you can't deny that Oklahoma was an amazing competitor. And, it was a great series to watch.
Yeah, you know what? They definitely, it's going to be, you know what? They can hold their heads up high, going back home. I think they did a fantastic performance. Really super close. It was pretty close here, and I think they put up a really good fight against a very good Columbia team. So it's happy. We're happy to have them. Here, and it was a fantastic game to cast here again with you again for our second one. So yeah, I think that should be that. We are going to be taking a Overwatch World Cup break, I believe, right now.
Yes, we are.
So we will be back, I think, around 4 o'clock. So be back here on the B stream as well as the A stream, although B stream here, B for better. Better be here, or depending on wherever, hopefully if USF's on, just go there as well.
Yep.
We gotta rep our little homers. But,
Go Bulls.
yeah. But yeah, thank you for watching. We'll be back at 4 o'clock. And hey, enjoy the Overwatch World Cup.
Yeah.